I always worry when OBS just decides to not put the like, oh yeah, you're starting your stream and stuff, right? And then it's like it freezes up before it does its thing. Just one of these days. Hey, Draco Kraken, what's up? I just updated it, so like it should be fine. We should be okay. Um, I I hope it doesn't break everything, because sometimes, OBS. OBS. Now, there we go. Okay. I don't know if Boo is gonna get in uh here, but we will see. Um I know Aiden will, but he'll be a little late. So it's just you and me for a little while there. Hey, I'm sure we'll be just fine for a little bit. So, what's been interesting to see, if I may, for a moment. What's been interesting to see is sometimes I get emails on the TableTalk email, um, which I'm glad to. I put the email up as like a contact us if you want to, anything thing on the website and everything. Figured out the dates for that Pathfinder game. I'll post it tomorrow as there's some stuff to hash out so I can work on it. Okay. No worries at all. I'm excited. But yeah, so I've been getting more emails lately for like these people that are like, "Hey, maybe you want to be promoting this stuff?" And I know I posted one of them um on the Discord. I did post one on the Discord and I blurred out all the stuff about it as best I could. Just because it was like, ah ha ha ha, 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 I don't know if that's exactly what we want to go for, you know? Um, so, but we just got one really, today, that I might actually message them back right now. Not right now, but in a little bit. And see about actually doing something. Cause, it could be neat, actually. Um, I am not opposed to this. To, to this one here. Um, it's kind of funny because it's looking at our show and thinking it's like it's the it's the it's the actual podcast, like this show, that goes up onto podcasting sites, right? And and I was like, huh, that's a little weird, but it does kind of work, so we'll see. We'll see. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Table Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Greydon95. And, yeah, I suppose we'll just kind of get right into it. I hope everybody's been doing well. I hope everybody has had a good week. My week has been very, very hectic and making me very, very sleepy. So I come home and I just fall asleep. It's good stuff. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't post it. The show was live. Oh my god. I'm so far behind on my brain. Where is this? Live at everyone. What? Why? There it is. Why is that? That's not the right... Why? Wait, did it not change my... It didn't change the, That's the wrong thumbnail, dude! That's the wrong thumbnail! There we go. I fixed it. I fixed it. We're good. We're good. We're good. It's so lonely. Hey, man. It's fine. You know? We've had a decline in viewership as of late, which is fair enough, you know? You know, it is what it is. I do not mind if people have other things they want to do, / it's Saturday, so, like, there could be many a thing on that you would want to watch instead. Totally fair. Forcing the goddess of nature to keep track of time herself, Alejo? Yes, hello, Viridian. What is up? I apologize, yes, I meant to put this, up in the live thing, you know, a little bit before this, but, I completely spaced. I thought it, you know, is what it is, right? Is what it is. I'll keep that open, actually, for me for later, so I don't forget. Anyway. You know what else I've been actually... I'm sorry. My brain is, like, thinking about other things. You know what else I've gotten into that came out rather recently? I think it was, like, a month ago or something. Digimon Up. It's an idle game. It's an idle game, and that's it. Like, I haven't had to buy a single thing, which is cool, you know? Yeah, I've been just, like, watching number go up for Digimon. It's pretty fucking cool. Digimon Up. I have a camp, if you want to join it, if you actually do get into it, called the Gremblems. 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 It's just me and some guy. It's pretty neat. Idle games, you know? Distracted him by being early, that's right. I'm gonna blame you, Draco Kraken, since you've, allowed this. Hello, August. Eat shrimp ramen? Hell yeah, dude. Sounds good. Well, it's because Digimon is awesome and Pokemon can suck it? Yes, 100%. Always has been that way. Come on. Never could do idle games, and ADD doesn't allow it. That's fair. That's fair. My brain allows it, at least for things that I like when they're idle games, because my brain is like, I need to remember to do this stuff, you know, and then I go and I do the daily stuff, and then I get out of there, usually. Although for this one, it's literally on my phone right now, on my left, so don't mind me. I actually, no, I'm gonna close it because I'm out of tickets for level up, so I gotta wait for it to generate some more. If I start an idle game, it will turn into the only thing I do. That is fair. That is also fair. Anyway, let's talk about TTRPGs. Why don't we? Man, this won't allow me to touch auto games. And there you go. Isn't that the funny? It's just like, oh, and then it's like, but I like playing women, you know? Why not, right? So we are going to be talking about a couple of things. One of them is going to be the other topic that I had for last week, which is using weaker monsters to make games more interesting. And then hopefully we'll get to the second topic this time. I think we will. I do think we will. So, we will, see, though, right? So, this first, video... Oh, okay. The comments are up for... Okay. I thought I had... yeah, okay. So, I had... There we go. Okay, cool. This first video is by Desks and Dorks. I think we've covered Desks and Dorks once before. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't even realize this is the channel that I just saw the video title and I went, oh, that's neat. Let's see. I could have sworn we covered Desks and Dorks at one point. Desks and Dorks. Yeah, we did twice, actually. Okay. Fundamental flaws and gold is a bad currency and loving OSR over D&D. Was it loving OSR over D&D? Was that the one? No, gold is terrible as an RPG currency by Desks and Dorks. Oh my god, that was them? And then the D&D is fundamentally flawed was also by Desks and Dorks? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. I remember that. Oh, idle. I thought you meant idle. Oh, this is awkward. Idle. Similar sounds for sure. It's gonna be another meme show. Well, so let's be fair here. Let's be fair because this want to make games more interesting, use weaker monsters. Now this could be the one that I go, oh yeah, okay, because to me at least, right? We were talking about this with Peter for a while back, right? And saying like, oh, you lose some of the life and death stuff when it's the big bad all the time. That's like it's like an HP sponge and everything, and it's just you got some little guys here and there, but like it's mostly that one thing, and like having the it's kind of like having minions in 4th edition, right? Where you have them, they are a threat, but they're not like HP sponges, right? You don't have to whittle them down from like 60 HP when you're level 4 or something, right? Like it's well, that would be crazy. Actually, that wouldn't be that crazy. But regardless, you get what I mean. Having it so that you have a bit more stakes in your fights because you are fighting things that are weaker, maybe en masse, to make it more of a dynamic / tense fight, because you have to keep yourself alive throughout, right? And there's just more and more things coming. Instead of it being the one thing that if you're doing things like mechanically and with like terrain and stuff, right, that can make that single boss fight very impactful. It can, but sometimes it can also end up just being, well, I just attacked the guy because all I got, it's just when number go to 0, then, then we are done, and this has taken 3 hours, right? So it's really just, it depends. And I'm more prone to, like, maybe agreeing with this because it could be okay, right? Guys, if we give the mustache man Austria, he'll stop right there, right? He can change. I kid. Oh, God. Horrible. Okay. Let's begin.
While most tiny.
Why did it skip?
While most stories are centered on vast, powerful, and tremendous-sized creatures, there's a certain joy in the tiny, the terrifying, the vermin-like little monsters that populate the realms of popular fantasy. And honestly, the more I think about the kind of adventures that I enjoy, the type of things that I like to run, and the games that I have worked on, I have to tell you that there is something wonderful about tiny monsters. Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle. I'm the Dork. You're watching Desks and Dorks. We bring you indie tabletop content. A couple of things before we get started. One, we got a Patreon, $10 a month. You get exclusive content you can't get anywhere else, and access to our Paleolithic role-playing game. The first 5 pages are already there, and at the end of this month, you'll be getting additional pages as well, plus the whole backlog of Desks and Dorks games. We also have a YouTube membership program where you get exclusive content some love.
We're just front-loading this, huh? It's a tactic. It's a tactic, but man, does it annoy me.
Rat themed emojis. But with that out of the way, let's talk about what we're doing today. We're going to be discussing small monsters, the often forgotten tiny creatures that populate the realms of popular fantasy. And we're going to be talking about what makes them special and how you can use something small and potentially insignificant seeming to get maximum terror and maximum strategy out of your games. And we have to start off with why small monsters are amazing in general. Why is it that in a realm of giants and dragons, we find ourselves coming back to the tiny terrors of the fantasy world? And one of the things I really want to talk about is that I think it genuinely encourages a level of creativity in making dungeons dangerous or making encounters interesting, right? A dragon is something that has been widely telegraphed to the players for as long as time is around, right? You know this creature is going to sit in the air, it's going to breathe fire, it's going to use magic if it has it, and again, dragons are relatively intelligent creatures. It's going to use its mobility, size, and again, that powerful breath weapon to stay out of reach. It's something the players understand. It's a known quantity, right? Things like classical monsters, like Medusa, the Gorgon, are also in this kind of boat. Yes, they're incredibly evocative, they're very interesting, they're compelling to face and to make, but for the most part, these ideas have already been played out in the popular tropes of fantasy.
Okay. So just because something has been done a lot does not necessarily mean that it's not interesting. I guess that's just my initial thing right off the bat. Oh, hello!
Oh, what's good?
Oh, not too much. No, how are you doing?
For you.
No, I'm kidding. How are you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm doing all right. Just got off work.
Oh, geez, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about, at least right now, using weaker monsters to make things more interesting in your games.
Okay. I like weaker monsters.
Yes, I was saying, this is by the guy who was against gold as the physical currency, if you remember, and
Okay.
or as being a good currency, excuse me. And the other thing was D&D being fundamentally flawed. Now, this is, like I was saying before, is something that I find way easier to stomach. So, because it's probably true to an extent. Though when you front load with dragons and Medusa are very much overplayed at this point. Everybody knows what's going on with them. I'm like,
Everyone knows what's going on with a Medusa?
Apparently. And I think that's really just pulling from the pop culture aspect of these things, right? And not really going from the idea of the characters themselves, you know?
Yeah, because I remember, I don't remember who it was a long time ago. I was thinking about it recently. I remember one of our people, or maybe, I don't remember who the fuck it was.
Sure.
It wasn't one of us, but they were talking about how in their world, their orcs are cowboys. And someone was a cowboy and someone was a samurai. Maybe the orcs were samurais.
Okay.
I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, like, oh man, orcs are overdone until you change something about them and make them unique.
Sure. Yeah. There's that too.
Yeah. Like all you have to do is change something and then it's like, oh, it's completely different. Whoa, crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I can think, hell, even thinking about it in a cowboy-esque world, a Wild West-esque world, you've got a Medusa out there who's just going like, it could be that you're going by like Medusa has the snake body, it could be the Medusa is human, but for the head being snakes and all that kind of stuff. It really depends, right? Because then with that, you could have it be, if it's like the snake body, you could have it be the one like from God of War, and then have it be out there in the wastes of, the West, as something that is like territorial, but You've got like oh, you could have like these like the statues that you have of all the things that have tried to go after her outside of like and on like gulches and like on the ridges there that have been placed, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like the seeing that kind of slithering through the ground at you, you know, while you're on horseback, like it's slithering almost as fast and trying to get to you. I can just see a bunch of imagery there that could be very interesting, at least to me.
I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, it kind of sort of fits,
Right.
minus the gun and the weapon. But honestly, if I were to do a Medusa in Wild West settings, I would probably make it similar to like Rattlesnake Jake, where they're this like legendary fucking outlaw.
Ooh, yeah.
Who always wins their duels because all she has to do is look at you.
True.
And you're done.
Very true.
Never lost a duel, but paradoxically, she's never actually completed a duel.
Yeah,
you know,
that
not
is
really.
true. Yeah,
and, you know, it's like this. Oh man, like the blind traveler because she always wears a blindfold over, so she isn't like stoning the wrong people.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
And
I like that.
she's like a really good train robber because maybe she can like stare at the train's like wheels, you know, the mechanism with the wheels, and like turn that to stone, and it like fucks up the train and makes it just grind to a stop.
Okay. Yeah, it becomes less of like the stare and more of the cone gaze, if you will, you know. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be really neat.
It'd be super neat.
It's just, hey, there's a Medusa in the Wild West. Now what?
Yeah, for sure.
You don't even need to change anything about the Medusa itself. It still has the same abilities.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, again, I'm not saying that if we are looking to spice things up when we've done a bunch of like solo monsters, your boss monster, if you will, you know, the dragon, the Medusa, all that kind of stuff. If you do want to do something that's a little more plentiful in the enemy variety, or something with just many things that you have to take care of in that one fight, and that is the boss fight instead, I think that's fair, you know, if you want to do that. But I don't think that putting these making it sound like people are tired of it because it is just something that people know, like that just is hello.
Sorry.
No,
Please
you're good.
continue.
You're good. We're talking about this video is about using weaker monsters to make things more interesting. And it's brought to us by the person who did not enjoy, or said that gold is not a good currency to be using, as well as D&D being fundamentally flawed. So if you recall that time. Yeah.
I do think I recall that video.
Yeah. So, but I was saying, because what we've gotten so far in 2 minutes is mostly saying that the bigger kind of monsters are very telegraphed to the players, and people basically know what they're going into, which I was saying before is really just focusing on the players and not the characters, you know? Kind of the immersion of playing these games is not necessarily playing as yourself, knowing, oh, I read about the Medusa before, or I've read about dragons, you know? I mean, like, being in a world, and yeah, in the world you can know about dragons, but have you ever fought one, you know? Like, that's...
Exactly.
I mean,
I was just about to say that, where, you know, a common one with this type of thing is trolls. Like, you know, as soon as you know it's a troll, everybody knows that they're weak to fire.
Sure.
And, you know, you can go both ways, where, your characters have never fought a troll, they've never seen a troll, so how would they know that? But trolls are also, you know, at least in those fantasy settings, they tend to be at least somewhat common enough to where
Yeah.
people have told stories about them. So it's
Exactly.
like, oh, if you ever find a troll, use fire or acid or whatever.
Right,
Burn them.
Oh, go on.
Remind me, this person was saying to use weaker monsters to make interesting fight scenes because is that correct?
So far, it's just we haven't even gotten to the why yet. This is just going into the preface of why, I suppose. And thus putting down your bigger monsters. And it's like, what? You don't need to push them down to lift up the weaker ones. You can make them both interesting, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say that I had something actually pretty relevant to this. I've been playing Styx recently.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes. There's a recent game.
Yeah.
So I've been playing through and I've been like, oh man, goblins are cool, but kobolds I think are really cool.
Yes.
And I don't have a game that I'm in right now, and as DM, right?
Right.
And because of that, the creative juices are kind of flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking about what a kobold plague coming across the landscape would look like. You know how cicadas swarm? I've been thinking of taking some inspiration from that and just imagining that kobolds just eat up fucking anything they can. And they swarm the landscape, and they're all magical. Yes, they're hungry, but they're magic-esque because they're draconian, right?
Yeah.
And make them similar to how basically take kobolds as they are now and just add on that they swarm the landscape sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a cool setting for a campaign.
I can think of you have you're going through to towards the town, right? And the farmland outside is, lush and everything, but you start walking towards it, and then you just start seeing these sinkholes that are there because they're tunneling through to get to these places without being seen. And there's just so many tunnels that are around that is causing so much disaster for everybody who's trying to walk through and get to these towns, or the farmers when they're trying to plow the fields. It's just going into these tunnels because there's so many of them, because they're just constantly raiding to get this food. It would be crazy.
I'm so mad because that has just reminded me of that exact type of shit that was going on in World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria, where there were these fucking moles or whatever the fuck they were, and they would just eat all the crops, or they rats or something.
Yeah.
I do not remember what they were called.
It has been
but they were in one of the very early dungeons. I don't remember what the fuck they were.
No, I don't remember.
I'm sure somebody
either.
can tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember
they were eating
that.
all the crops. They had taken over a brewery.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Dude,
no, they were kobolds, I think, actually.
We always love rats in the basement.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I
Yeah.
could have sworn... Hold on. I'm pretty sure they were kobolds.
But yeah, they were they were a major part of that dungeon where you're going through a brewery.
Yeah. Pandari... brewery dungeon. Yes, I can immediately get it. Storm Stout Brewery. Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
I also feel like a broken record on we always love a good scarecrow.
True.
Yes, scarecrows are good. Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm a big fan of ettercaps.
Yes. Ettercaps are good.
Very
I did use one at one point, actually.
Yeah.
Very long time ago. Back when I ran a game for my brother and his friends.
Okay, so I'm not seeing that. Maybe it was the what is this? Yeah, Ook.
Yeah, that's a monkey.
The monkey guy. Yeah. But that was the actual dungeon, because I'm pretty sure
that was the
when
dungeon.
you start off, it's not that.
Yeah, like
but
a portion of it is those like rat guys.
I think so. Yeah, and they were kobolds in that game. So, yeah.
I don't remember them being called kobolds, but I mean,
Mm.
it's been probably a decade since I've played that game.
Right?
So.
Yeah, it's been way too long. But yeah, so
There's another monster
Uh.
that I wish that it got used more often. You can use it in a lot of different places, actually. And the reason why it doesn't get used is because it's in a third-party book, obviously. But it is a gremlin, like an actual, like literal gremlin. And it's called a rum gremlin.
Oh.
And so you find them on ships, you find them in like ports and breweries and taverns and shit. And they're just these little guys that just come in and they start stealing and drinking all the rum and like the alcohol and shit. And so they're a perfect like little beginner adventure, kind of very much like an Elder Scrolls Fighters Guild quest, where it's like, oh man, there's rats in that house, go kill them. Nope, there's rum gremlins in there, go get them out. The taverns, like,
that's cool.
Contracted us to fucking get rid of the gremlins.
Yeah.
It's great.
Let's see. There's a couple of things. What's played out for one person could be new to another. Familiarity doesn't have to be bad. You can always alter those tropes with creativity. Yes, exactly.
And who's to say that like something that's played out isn't something that you still love?
Yeah, for sure. Aiden, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was I? Oh yes, I've been thinking about the rum gremlins rather.
Yeah.
And I'd love to do like a campaign sort of based on like a one shot based on no. Well, I'd like to do a twist on the Gremlins movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
The rum gremlins.
That would be pretty good.
Never mind.
Okay, yeah. No need to go any further.
I do agree that having mixed enemy difficulty. Sorry, there's the trap. I do agree that having mixed enemy difficulty. But that doesn't mean he's not going to make a terrible argument. It's there's potential. I mean, you know, it could. Anybody could fumble. As much as the set was panned as X character in a hat, Magic the Gathering literally had Outlaws of Thunder Junction, where Varaska the Gorgon was an outlaw who stoned people faster than people could draw. Hey!
Yo! Okay. It's literally that, yeah.
It's literally what we're talking about, yeah. Also, it's really fun to use those well-known creatures and flip the story on its head. The dragon doesn't breathe fire, it breathes molten slag, but no one lives. They're inferred from the melted metal.
Yeah.
Hey Timothy, what's up? But yeah, so I hope that we have it's just one of those weird things to say, like, oh, it's just everybody knows it. It's like, well, okay, it's fine.
You know what to expect in those designs. Small creatures, however, by extension, I think lend themselves to totally different things, and it comes down to that main difference of power. Because these creatures tend to lack a given mechanic, skill, or magical ability that they get in the lore that makes them so dangerous, the fact of the matter is you have to be a little bit more creative with them. Rats are a great example. A large rat swarm might be like a sea of teeth and claws, completely eliminating and destroying anything organic, but plague rats, things infested with disease, might come at the players one at a time, slowly softening them up and weakening them through status effects. Those are two wildly different encounters that need two wildly different approaches in order to solve them. And goblins are another great example. An individual goblin with sneaking and skill might emerge from the shadows to stab, stab, slice, slice, and then all of a sudden leave, but that's totally different than a race of goblins that have constructed crude zip lines in the caverns where they live, and they zip across those zip lines and drop rocks and scorpions and poison onto the enemies below as they're zooming by. that is a totally different encounter requiring a totally different skill set. And because these creatures are so weak, they often require a more creative use in order to make interesting. And it's that challenge that I often think makes small monsters so compelling. And not only does it force us, the game master, to get creative, I think it forces our players to get creative as well. There's some cool stuff that you can do if you're having your players battle against them, right? A fireball might be something that's really useful against a large pack of rats, but if all of the rats are zooming around constantly, well, I don't know, maybe you'll have to get a little bit more creative with your use of fire magic. You're not going to waste your big marquee spells and abilities on a single individual target. And that's actually another reason that small creatures tend to be a lot better, because like a giant demented carpenter, when all you have are powerful abilities, it's kind of like walking around with a sledgehammer. Every problem just kind of looks like a nail. However, when you don't want to waste your most powerful skills and abilities on small creatures, or when those flatly powerful abilities stop being used,
I just wanted to say
Yeah.
that you could also add effects to the battlefield to dissuade casters from casting big powerful spells,
Right.
i.e., throw them in tight spaces with
Yeah.
their allies. But yes, all excellent points thus far.
Yeah.
We love it. We love an inventive goblin.
Oh, yeah.
And I do really like the point that, when all you have is big enemies, all you want to use is your big attacks, because, well, if you're giving your
Yeah.
players a lot of big single targets, well, it's kind of, you're just kind of just throwing a punching bag at them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's like players meme about like, oh, we're supposed to get 3 short rests per long rest. But like we only ever fight like 3 things.
Right.
Tops.
Yeah.
And it's like I would encourage DMs out there to pepper your players with just like shit, just like never a lot of damage, just like pepper your players with shit enemies that all like deal like just never much damage, just like a little, and like you want to attrit your players.
Yes. Yeah.
Your players' characters rather.
Yeah, no,
But,
oh, sorry.
oh, sorry. Please
No,
continue.
you finish off.
Oh yeah. But like, yeah, no one's saying don't throw the illithid at your players, but
Right.
like maybe throw in a few cave leeches or like what
A
are
Grick
those
or a Grell.
Ooh, Grix, yeah.
Grick or Grell? What are those big manta ray
Cloaker.
inspired?
Oh.
A cloaker,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Cloakers. But I don't know. What are some Underdark jobber enemies? You know, D&D
Duergar?
4E did this great with
yes!
the fucking minions, right?
I was gonna bring it back up. I was talking about this before
minions.
you both got in here, but yeah, minions are your answer for a lot of that stuff for sure.
Yeah.
It's that little guy. He comes in and he goes wah, and then if he hits you, yeah, he's gonna do some damage, but you give him a little fucking thwack on the head with a stick, and then he's fucking gone. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a shadow clone.
Yes, exactly.
By the way, the thing from Pandaria that I was talking about, they're called Vermin with VIRMEN.
Oh, Vermin. Yes. Okay,
Here,
yes. I'm seeing them now in my head. I'm seeing them.
Yeah, here I'll put it in there. There you go. Vermin.
Yes, those little fuckers. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Funny little guys.
Funny little guys. True. Small creatures lack a well-known mechanic. Side eyes, intellect devourer. True. Very true. Those ones are very much one of those. Yeah, shadows as well. Yes, very true.
Ugh, fuck those.
What's up, locomotion? Hello. Underdark jobber enemies, drow slave. True, could be. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Kaitine, I suppose. That's another one.
I actually got my players to conserve spells and rest less by giving them limited food. The more they rested, the less food they had for later. Sadly, it doesn't work for every story. True.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so
The humble hook horror.
hook horror, yes, very true.
Weird fucking turtle beetle bear
Yeah,
thing.
there's very strange, those little guys. I think you it's easy to kind of pit nature against the players, if you will, right? To get that that need to defend themselves and all of that kind of stuff. And I do really like the idea of having your limits to food and stuff. Like it's limiting the time that they have to spend in certain places before they need to go back and get their resources stocked back up. Of course, you've got your spell slots and stuff, right? Obviously, but something less. It's weird to say less tangible, but it is kind of that way because a lot of times you hand wave it. A lot of the times, at least for what I've been in part of, it's been like, oh yeah, you got food, you're fine, you're good. Yeah. But actually focusing on it is
I
probably
think the problem with the food situation in most D&D games is that a lot of time you just don't spend that much time away from resupply centers, and food just lasts so long.
Well, yeah, I think it's also part of it is also like how travel is, because traveling is kind of more of it's the problem that nobody can really like definitively solve. You can only just have whatever you kind of want it to be in terms of like, oh yeah, you're going 3 weeks, okay, you bought 3 weeks of food and now you're hand waving going to travel,
and now
or
you're fine.
Yeah, or you just go into those tiny moments here and there or something, because otherwise it's kind of boring, kind of sometimes, depending. So, but like, I don't know, maybe
and then,
making...
like, even when you do that, it's like, oh, well, you bought 3 weeks of food, but it rained, now your food's gonna last less, and now it just feels kind of weird.
Yeah,
because like
trying to like do it mechanically is a little hard when it's not like D&D has the mechanics for it, but it doesn't really feel like a survival game in that aspect unless you make it into a survival game for that aspect, right? If everybody at the table is like, yeah, let's do this with the food and all this kind of stuff, then it makes more sense for everybody to kind of buy into it. But if you kind of, I don't know, it's hard to do mid-session, I suppose, right?
It's hard to keep it feeling natural.
Yes.
If they buy all the food that they need and then you're not rolling on a random encounter, it kind of needs to be a random roll. And it's like, oh, well, it rained. And then it just kind of feels like, well, you're kind of just making it rain because we have enough food and you're kind of just forcing this in. Sometimes it feels weird that way.
Yeah. True, they were escaping a super prison, so I had complete control of the food, so no hunting and such. There you go. Yeah, having it be situational and make sense, you can do it, obviously, right? But it has to be that, I feel, at least, it's easier to do situational in those moments where it's not the focus of the adventures that you're kind of running, right? Or for the campaign, excuse me. Delta Green or D&D, fellas? In general, Delta Green, I would every day.
Yeah, Delta Green.
But
easy peasy.
If you mean by what we're talking about, this is mostly D&D, I guess. But yeah, so it's it's just I would say, to kind of come back to this about the monsters and stuff, there's plenty to use, plenty that could feel like you're just invading a space. So it's not even the stuff that the like if you're going into this cavern to root out a goblin horde of some kind, right? Not a horde, but and there's fucking anything that could live in a cave, literally anything that you have to like deal with at the same time. That kind of makes it so it's like, well, I don't want to use lightning bolt against this bear necessarily,
This is just a bear.
It could be that there's something worse in there that I don't, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of spiders.
Spiders are good. Yes.
Yeah, we like spiders.
Useful in a large context, it forces a player to recontextualize what they need to do, and suddenly, yeah, all of the really cool stuff that you were capable of doing, well, it's just not that useful anymore, and you need to get the best use out of something like magical glitter dust. There's so many different corner cases and cool stories that I have of players retrofitting, experimenting, or trying something new with a weak spell, a weak ability, or a weak class feature, and turning it into something amazing because they had to against a smaller, wilier, more crafty opponent.
Sure.
And honestly, that actually brings me to my last favorite thing about a small creature. These monsters really tend to bring location into it. Now, granted, you absolutely can bring location in with your bigger monsters, but, a dragon is far less dependent on things like cover and movement than something like a sentient house mouse. And those little mice might be chewing on the light fixtures not because they're super hungry, but because they're trying to drop a shandy.
I would submit to everyone the dragon and its lair as using your surroundings.
Exactly. Yeah. The fact that we have things like layer actions and all of that is kind of one of those things that you immediately kind of point to, right?
Let me look at.
Aren't layer actions
for a
mostly
dragon.
just attacks, though? It's been a long time.
Yeah,
since I
I
looked
thought,
at layer actions.
I thought they were
I
hazardous
have a
and
hard
such.
time. Yeah,
Well, I know that
magma.
there are layer effects where areas around their layer have different things going on.
There's that too, but I thought layer actions also
Um,
allowed like changes in the terrain and stuff.
So, for an ancient red dragon, on initiative count 20, losing initiative ties, the dragon takes a layer action to cause one of the following effects. The dragon can't use the same effect 2 rounds in a row. The first option, magma erupts from a point on the ground the dragon can see within 120 feet of it, creating a 20-foot high, 5-foot radius geyser. Each radius in the geyser's area must take a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, taking 21 or 66 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Second option, a tremor shakes the lair in a 60-foot radius. Each creature other than the dragon on the ground in the area must exceed a DC 15 Dex saving throw or be knocked prone. And the third option, volcanic gases form a cloud in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point the dragon can see within 120 feet of it. Sphere spreads around corners, areas lightly obscured. It lasts until initiative count 20 on the next round. So, like, the visual obscuring
Exactly.
DC 13 con saving throw or be poisoned until the end of its turn.
Ooh, that's good too.
While poisoned in this way, a creature is incapacitated.
Oof.
Jesus.
Shit.
Wow.
Okay, so DC 13 con saving throw or be incapacitated.
Yeah.
For an AoE that is a 20-foot radius sphere on a point the dragon can see within 120 feet.
Yeah, totally. Well,
yeah.
What's the CR of that dragon?
Well, it's an ancient red.
Yeah, so like 18, 20?
24.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I think most people are probably, unless you're a wizard or something, most people are probably gonna.
Yeah,
a
DC 13 is free.
Yeah,
I imagine it's just visual cover at that point.
I was gonna say it's more for the visual cover. Yeah, I was gonna say to like make it so that it's harder for them to shoot at the dragon. You know.
Yeah.
Now it is worth noting though that given where the layer effects are, it would mean that you can do a layer effect in addition to everything else the dragon can do per turn. Every turn.
Yes.
It's not like a legendary resistance. It doesn't go away.
Right.
But that's that's if you're fighting an ancient dragon. That's
Yeah.
I think
In its
the
lair.
the dragon getting some shit from the DM is to be expected at that point.
Oh yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what the whole point of having those layers, because I'm pretty sure most bigger monsters that have a layer have those specific things of something that damages, something that changes the state of the battlefield in some way, and then something else that maybe changes how the players have to like contend with things, like a status effect of some sort.
One guy on sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, it's one of those things where you can immediately just say, well, the landscape is still going to be in question regardless of what it is, but especially for those kinds of bigger things that have been put down in this video. So I don't know.
Yeah.
One guy on D&D Beyond says ancient and adult dragons both get layer actions.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's probably not the same power as the adult, but yeah.
Maybe.
Also, I've been thinking of this. I've been playing a lot of Dishonored 2 recently.
Ooh,
good game.
I need to finish that.
Great game.
You doing loud, quiet, what?
I just kind of did both. But like I went through in my saves I was quiet, but like I did a lot of like quick saves,
Yeah.
Good times. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But the blood flies in that game, they're kind of like dragonflies in real life, in that they have 2 sets of wings, which allow you to fly both forwards and backwards in the air. And like I've been thinking about how dragonflies have like a 96% intercept rate with like prey like mosquitoes and shit. And like additionally, I've also been thinking about like the dragons in Elden Ring that have like 2 sets of wings, and like they never use them in the game because like that would be insane. The game has to happen. But I would encourage DMs out there to make their dragons have 2 sets of wings, and they can fly forwards and backwards. I think they're visually cooler. Disagree with me if you wish, though you are wrong. If you don't want to do dragons that have 2 sets of wings, pray consider that fly is a spell that it's a 3rd level spell which adult dragons get access to, and a dragon can cast it on itself and maintain it in addition to like what they fly normally. They can have the fly spell active, which means that like if the dragon wanted to like back off from an area, say a dragon is at the mouth of a cave, the dragon could well fly up using the spell instead of like flapping its wings, and rain in spells, like use the fly spell to allow them to strafe in the air, basically.
Yeah.
I also remind all the DMs at home that dragons do get what was that damage? I remember we were talking about it last week. Ballista damage or something.
Oh
it's,
yes, damage
to
against
structures.
buildings. Yeah.
Yes.
Siege damage.
Siege damage. Thank you. Yes.
Dragons should get siege damage, and when a dragon casts earthquake, or what's that spell that? Oh, never mind. Hold on. I have a Google Doc somewhere.
Fair.
Dragons are so cool, man.
Oh yeah. You can do so much with them. So I just never subscribed to the whole like, oh, everybody knows what a fucking dragon is. It's not that interesting. It's like, dude, just do something with it, you know? You'll be alright. It's a fucking dragon.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things with dragons.
You can do so much.
Hell, you know what? There's a book that I have. I forget which one of them it is. It's called Tome of Beasts. It's a 5e3
Yes.
third-party book. That's actually where the what is it? That's where the Run Gremlin comes from. I think one of those, the Tome of Beasts, and then the Creature Codex. I think
Those are Kobold Press, right?
Yes, they're Kobold Press.
Yes.
They're massive monster books. Like each of them is like 400 pages of monsters. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, one of the monsters in there is they had a book where there were a ton of different drakes, which are essentially you know non-flying dragons. They can talk. They don't have breath weapons, and they're like really intelligent reptilian monsters. And there are so many different kinds of drakes in that book. They run the gamut of all the different alignments. You've got good ones and bad ones. There are green drakes, which are basically just kind of like big fuck off, tameable, speaking crocodiles. And one of the things that they do is they hang out with druids a lot. And they are unique because they can actually breathe a little bit of fire. And what they do is they hang out with they're forest dwellers, and they hang out with druids, and they use their fire breath and the druid's magic to cause controlled burns. So they deal with the undergrowth and make sure that forests aren't as susceptible to like wildfires and shit. There are smoke drakes, which are I think neutral evil, and they hang out in people's chimneys and around like people's chimneys, and they eat all the soot and bullshit in the chimney, and that's just where they live because it's just a free food supply. There's one called a pact drake, which they have the ability to detect lies and shit, and so they are always on hand when countries are signing pacts and shit, and like at legal proceedings. So they're like a favorite of people that are in like courtly matters, I should say. And there's just so many different kinds of drakes. There's one of my favorites. I'm sorry, last one was the steam drake. Steam drakes are like neutral good, and they love living in steamy places. And there are steam drakes that open saunas, and they just make saunas with their steam breath, and they just fucking chill out and run a business, and it's fucking great. I love it.
Yeah.
Add to their horde passively. I remember we had talked about owl dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Owl
previously.
dragon, wolf dragon, something else dragon.
Yeah.
All the furry dragons.
That's right.
That was from the video where the guy was like, I don't like dragons, so here's more dragons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was that, for sure.
Yep.
I remember Pointy Hat's meme, the literal coolest thing ever.
Yeah. I will say, because the drakes you were talking about, I remember seeing them before because they used to be a monster in the manuals.
Yes.
Draconomicon was the book they were in for 3.5.
They were also in 4.
Of course they were.
Latter monster manuals as well.
There you go. Yeah, no.
I don't remember if they were intelligent in that one. I think they got way expanded on in the tome from Kobold Press people.
Probably. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but
I think they were just kind of like little, kind of baby dragon type things.
Yeah, because these ones are the elemental drakes that they do. I think they do actually have wings. Some of them.
Yeah, some of them do.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're just. I think they're also able to. Some of them might be able to talk and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, some of them are. Not all of them, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of them are just creatures.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Ooze drake. Ooh.
What?
Yeah, there's an ooze drake.
An
ooze drake. Yeah. No, there's the smoke drake and the water. Okay, yeah, cool.
Oh fuck yeah! You found the smoke drake?
Nice. Yeah, it's from back in 3.5. It's right here.
Oh shit!
Page 157 of the Draconomicon.
Cool.
Very
Does
cool.
it live in chimneys and shit?
This one, it's not as detailed, so no.
Oh, okay.
It's just
That's fair.
says that it's the most territorial of the drakes, though. That's interesting.
Oh. Interesting.
Hold a grudge against those who wrong it. That's interesting. Yeah.
I found a fantastic Dropbox of the variant dragons as innate spellcasters.
Oh, yeah.
It's very well put together.
You can pop that in the server, actually. Pop that in
yes.
somewhere in there. Wherever you want, really. But yeah, so yeah, that's the thing, because I remember looking in 5e, and it was like, oh yeah, you can play them as innate spellcasters if you want to, but it never really gave you anything other than saying, oh, you could, you know?
Yeah. I'll never understand why they aren't just by default.
I think it's just so that they didn't have to balance it. Like, legitimately,
yeah, honestly,
I think that's it. Because
yeah.
spells would make it so much harder for them to balance.
Yeah.
So yeah, the simple. Remember, simple 5e, simple.
Yes.
Why do they take great worms out again? Just simple, very simple. Simple.
Yeah, make it simpler.
Yeah.
Probably because they may have realized or like done like market research and found out that not many games last past level 10, so
exactly.
no one was ever fighting them. So
yeah.
It might be something like that.
Might be. I encourage dragons to be avid Beybladers that sponsor and participate in the sport and reward anyone else that shares their passion. Yes. All right.
And to leer on you like some sort of tiny rodent version of Phantom of the Opera. The magic lizards that skitter around your feet or in underground tunnels might be superheating the very earth beneath you so that it makes movement far more difficult and makes it so that you can't stay in one place and potentially defend yourself from them while they're skittering around.
Sure.
And those water sprites might be zipping around the shallows, not because they're afraid of you, but because they're literally trying to soften up the dirt, the silt, and the mud underneath you so that when you try to give chase, you get sucked under and are either totally helpless or at least unable to move and challenge them. All of these are just really simple ideas for getting the most out of some small creatures in a small environment, and they're just basically the tip of the fantasy iceberg when it comes to really getting the most out of creatures like that. And
sure.
I want to give us, for at least for our third chapter, some examples, but before I do that, I want to actually tell you one thing. No, this isn't a terrible mobile ad sponsorship. What I'm trying to tell you is that combat should generally be like a puzzle. It is something for your players to solve, something for the people at your table to deal with, right? A monster is not just something that you roll dice at, it is something that encourages your players to use the rules, the systems, the powers, and the very fabric of the campaign world to their advantage. So if we can make combat like a puzzle for the characters to engage with, we are going to make it something beautiful. And both of these examples are ways that I think you could do that. So starting...
I very much agree. You should, I don't know, like, I feel like we should add something to the video, but like...
Well, we have been here and there.
Yeah, we've been adding plenty. How dare?
Yeah,
How dare.
fair.
No, I mean, like, it's you know, you don't have to design it necessarily in the idea of like making every fight like a puzzle, but having those ones that are will definitely make it so that your players will have to actually use their brain, right? I mean, that's the whole point.
And like a lot of players should hopefully be giving their prepared spell list to their DMs and saying, "Hey DM, at the start of today, this is my spell list," or like even have like a preset spell list of like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm doing this mode today," or whatever. You as the DM do have the ability to fudge things a little bit and maybe fuck with the spellcaster a little. Has the spellcaster been swaying things in too many fights? Oh, you know what? They have lightning instead of fireball today. I'll throw spread out enemies.
Right.
You know, like whatever. You as DM do have the power to how would I don't know. You as DMs have the power, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, generally,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the thing of when you're designing your encounters, you should be keeping the players in mind in all like aspects.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know what they are doing. They have to run it by you when they do weird shit or they're using things in different ways, and you'll kind of learn how they play, so that you can see how it would affect what you are creating, right? And like when you are like we've said many a time with how puzzles are designed, at least what we find the way is like, you can have a specific way that they can do it, but you also want to make it so that it can be open for them to do whatever they want to do with it, because they will not necessarily figure out exactly what you're doing unless you put it straight up in their face and say, this is what you need to do, you know, in very big, bold, flashing neon letters.
Yeah. And even then, when you do that, they're like, this seems too obvious.
That's a trap. Yeah, else. I don't know about that. Yeah. But yeah, no, like with these kinds of encounters, making it so that they are, you have elements that they can use to gain advantages in the fights. You can show them obvious like weak points or obvious mechanics that the monsters are using to make it so that they are doing things or able to continue to do things, and then that they can like take those parts of the fight away by whatever means they find, you know, in the game. Oh fuck, there is a beer elemental, okay?
yes, there is.
You know, like there's a beer elemental, and it keeps go like they're in a it's on my mind. So they're in a brewery, right? They're in Pandaria. They're in Storm Stout, and and it keeps like healing itself, quote unquote, basically, because there's so many barrels around, right? This undrank, unsold beer. And so if they focus on destroying all the barrels, it's also using those like barrels to like do better attacks, you know? And then once all the barrels have been destroyed, well, now it's just kind of fighting you as normal, and it's not able to heal and everything, and thus you can overcome it a little easier, you know? You show the beer elemental swirling over these you show it swirling over these barrels and just sucking up what's inside, and they're casting the empty barrel aside, you know, and just showing up. Then it just does a big wave attack of beer, you know.
Man.
Yeah, no, you could do something super fun like that and like show them how it works. That way they're not just like beating at it ad infinitum. They're just, they're all, because they absolutely could, but
they could just do it the long way.
Exactly.
You could do it like the beer elemental is it grabs full casks from which it can either heal itself or like attack the party, but like reward the players by like running forward and like emptying out the casks of ale before the elemental can get to them or something, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's just like, hell, then you could even have, if one of them has Conjure Elemental, you could even, like, make it so that they could, if they have the thought of it, conjure a beer elemental out of one of the casks and maybe have it start drinking the casks itself, you know?
Or another thing you could do is, if you have a cleric, you could do purify food and water.
Ooh, yes! Turns it into water. Yes, I love it.
Technically, it's poison.
It is a poison, technically. Yes, I love it. I love it. Yes,
it'd be really fucking funny.
Oh man, great. Great stuff.
Yeah, man. It's like, imagine fighting a water elemental in the ocean.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, no, and I mean, elementals aren't a big monster, but it is the single big monster of the fight that we are kind of showing you can still do these creative things with, you know? So, you know, whatever.
Starting off with this one, this is the Filth Emperor. Now,
Yum.
the Filth Emperor is a terrifying creature. It is a being made
fucking
entirely
Earthbound
of
enemy.
essentially coalesced regret fused with sewage. It is a monster that is part spirit, part elemental, and all angry. And it's a
Interesting.
problem because
that angry.
as it continues to grow and expand, it threatens to destroy basically not just an entire building, but eventually a whole city if it's allowed to grow in power. And let's introduce the snacks that it needs to consume in order for it to grow.
This is literally what we were saying, but with like rats and stuff instead. I just realized it's we.
Yeah,
It's an
no, we
elemental.
kinda literally just did that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yep. We're good at what we do.
I
We're all
suppose
DMs.
we know the wavelength. I suppose.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy Tim Curry voiced in that one movie, Fern Gully? Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not only in the main quest line is the Filth Emperor trying to find larger examples of these vermin, but every encounter that you have is going to be driven by these tiny vermin that it wants to snack on. Essentially, we have made this encounter basically a game of keep away. If it gets access to the different types of vermin scattered around the encounter map, it's going to get bonus stuff. Now, you could make this something relatively boring like attacks and rerolls, but frankly speaking, I think it'd be cooler to tie those abilities to the individual vermin, right? Consuming the centipede, for example, might give it tons of extra movement and no penalty, but consuming the rat means it gets much more vicious attacks, and so on and so forth. By the way, all of these creatures, by the all I mean these two, are designed so that if you want to expand and extrapolate upon them, you can, right? There's all kinds of cool abilities that you could give to the different types of vermin that the Filth Emperor wants to smack on. Now, here's the thing. These are, as we've mentioned, empowered with abilities, right? You want to make sure that you get through them, and that is the crux of our in-combat encounter. So if you look at this map, we placed the Filth Emperor right in the middle. That's that green X, which means there's multiple spots for the Filth Emperor to reach out and move through. And then we scatter the different vermin around the map at different points, different alcoves. You could even put them like on the walls or maybe on the ceiling, something along those lines. But each of the red circles represents one of the vermin it needs to devour in order to reach its full power.
So I'm wondering what makes this different when it's weaker enemies rather than like stronger. Like you can extrapolate this design to literally everything.
Yeah, especially since the Filth Emperor seems to be fairly magical.
Yeah.
So it's like a spirit and an elemental all at once. So this could absolutely take out something like an Otyugh.
Yeah.
Imagine if we fucking ate an Otyugh. If
That'd be
a
sick.
rat is able to give it what this.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like, my point generally right here is it can make your games more interesting, okay? By using these weaker monsters and everything. But you can also make those bigger monsters more interesting by making it so that they have more mechanics to them.
Yeah.
You know? If you are finding that you need that spice, I suppose, of making these one-on-one fights a bit more engaging in some way, I would genuinely say either add like more ads, if you will, that change how the fight is going to be done. Add these kinds of mechanics so that it changes how these creatures behave. Or and add different types of like terrain and features to the battlefield, so that it is something that has to be navigated in certain ways that could be beneficial or harmful depending on what you're doing, you know? And again, it's just everything can can benefit from this, right? Every encounter can benefit from just adding a little bit to it and kind of tailoring it so that it is something that the players just have to deal with. Sorry, the characters have to deal with via their abilities, right? If you're kind of tailoring it to be based upon what they can do, you'll make it that much more engaging, I suppose. Hopefully, right? It's not going to be a 1-to-1 every time, but it can help. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just the argument for it to be weaker monsters has not necessarily come through yet.
Yeah, not fully anyway.
Because again, this could be done for anything. So I'm waiting for it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Even though I think we've already gotten past it, which is just, but you know,
Now we're just talking about monsters.
now we're just talking about monsters. So at some point, maybe we'll.
Yeah.
Sorry. I found the spell Erupting Earth I was talking about earlier.
Ah, yes.
The dragon having the Earth spell. It was
Yes.
Erupting Earth. Choose a point you can see on the ground within range. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d12 damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Additionally, the ground in the area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. Each 5-foot square portion of the area requires at least 1 round to clear by hand.
Oof.
Jesus.
Yikes.
For a 20-foot cube, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So imagine that with siege damage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
You just do that underneath a city wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Woo!
Yeah. Transmutation.
Ah.
This lends to a ton of player expression, because once the players figure out what the gimmick of the Filth Lord is, they're gonna do something crazy. Are they going to rig up some of the bugs with explosives? There's nothing to say that a player with a spell, an alchemical ability, couldn't figure out some way to turn those bugs into giant biomechanical hand grenades, which would be pretty sweet. Are they going to rig some of the bugs up with poison and let the Filth Emperor try to consume it, only to find that the consumption of that creature leads to its own demise?
If it's affected by poison, if you make it that way, which would be kind of weird to me, but
Yeah, that a ghost is affected by poison.
well,
and
not
the
even
Filth
just.
Emperor.
I was going to say the Filth Emperor specifically, but you know, I assume making it some sort of holy thing or something. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But what does the Filth Emperor need to eat? Some scrubbing bubbles?
Exactly.
They going to booby trap the areas around the vermin? So if they goes for a rat, next thing you know, it's getting clawed? Who knows? But again, all of that works. Are the players going to bodyguard a select group of the vermin once they understand exactly what the angle is? Because
a rat in the sewer all of a sudden has a posse of bodyguards.
the Pillarmen descend to save the rats.
Yeah, man, it's fucking. What the fuck
It's
was
like
his
the
name?
Warhammer 40k.
Yeah.
Sorry, boo.
What, the Custodies? Yeah.
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 What the fuck? Remember the Joel Haver video where it's like, oh, you're going through the RPG wrong because you killed the town rat?
Oh
What the fuck is the town
yeah.
rat's
Oh.
name?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. Yes.
That town rat.
Have you seen this rat? No, the one on the poster he's missing. Oh wait, no, he killed the king. Bullshit.
Yeah.
He has a gun. Marshall, the town rat. That was it.
Marshall. Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
if they can
True, poison type
guard
attacks
those
are not
things,
very
they
effective
might
against
be able
ghost
to
types. That
protect
is
them
true.
from the enemy, or perhaps the players are going to engage in a game of search and destroy as quickly as humanly possible
Exactly.
in order to eliminate the Filth Emperor, Filth Lord, before it starts to begin its metamorphosis. There are a ton of options within
I am a big fan of mimicking the Prey like gameplay loop.
Oh,
Do you remember the Alejo? I remember you playing a ton
Mhm.
of that. Well, not a ton of that, but like, was it Prey? Is
I
that
was
what
I
it's
was playing
called?
through Prey a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
okay,
was
it is
fucking
Prey.
excellent.
it's good. I still need to finish it, but it's good.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
Don't use the
Yeah.
Q beam; it's worthless.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh no, not Prey 2016. I'm talking like the one oh Evolve. That's
Oh,
what it was.
Evolve!
Evolve.
Yes!
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Evolve. Yeah.
Yes,
Man.
mimicking the gameplay loop of Evolve of like you have to kill its food sources.
Yes. Yes. That's right. Oh, man, I miss Evolve.
Did you play it when it was original?
Yeah.
Like when it was actually.
Yeah,
Damn.
it was good
How
times.
old are you?
Well, you know.
Says the guy who's older than
Yeah, I
you.
was gonna say, you know.
Yeah, I do know.
In this one space, and player expression is the big thing. The other important thing is that the players are going to need to research to figure out how this works. They're going to have to be able to be like, I wonder. We keep losing to this giant sentient Fern Gully villain. I wonder exactly why that happens.
Oh yeah, if you have it be a recurring thing, absolutely, yeah. It
Yeah.
is just the learn as they go kind of way. Although I'm pretty sure they could figure out the mechanics of it pretty quick.
Yeah.
After the first time, you know. In which case they would then go, okay, I guess we kill that thing, or we get to it before it gets to one of those kinds of things, or you know,
And because it's a fucking ghost, it can go through the walls. So good luck.
yeah, that's also
There's a ton of ways that you as a game master could reward that. Maybe the players engage in a bit of diplomacy, a bit of roleplay, and befriend a traveling scholar, someone who has figured out the MO of the Filth Emperor, and because of that are able to ascertain exactly what makes it weak.
Sure.
Maybe you give it to them as a reward. A secret for exploration. They find a hidden area with lost text detailing the rise and fall of this horrifying sewage creature. I don't know why the way I say that makes it sound like I'm talking about a Captain Planet villain. Or maybe you make it a quest reward, right? The enemy that they know they have to fight is very difficult. Maybe they lose an encounter. And one of the rewards that a player can get is information access to know exactly what powers it's going to gain and the way that it gets those powers. All of these lend themselves to player expression and player experimentation, which is exactly what we want for a combat encounter. And that brings me to chapter 3.
All right, DM. I would like to duct tape urinal pucks to all of the rats, so that when it eats the rats, the Filth King gets poisoned. Will you
Jesus.
allow it?
yes.
That's diabolical, man.
Absolutely, I would allow it.
Ugh.
That's awesome. Oh yeah,
Is that what they're called? Are they actually called urinal pucks?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
I
know there's I know there's
Or is it cakes?
Oh, yeah, it's
yeah,
cakes.
no, it is
It's
cake.
cakes. Yeah,
That's
it is
cake.
cakes. Oh,
perfect.
Jesus.
That is something edible.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
that makes it worse.
The talk.
Oh, by the way, I'm still just gonna say, all of that could be for a big bad of some sort. You know, like all of everything with the getting the information, all that kind of shit. I mean, I'm just saying, it could be for a big thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be for anything.
Yeah.
Toxin Goblin. And before you ask, no, I'm not going to be referencing disgraced pundit Alex Jones here. No, I'm talking about real goblins, but in this case, goblins with a little bit more of an experimental air to them. You see, I love a good goblin, we all do, and I think there's some things that we can do to make them a little more interesting. In this case, Magic tubes. Yes, this goblin has been experimented on over and over and over again,
cool.
and they are actually
Goblin
fused
Bane.
to the experimental tubes inside of them. These interesting little vials of magic liquid are the things that give the goblins their power. Now here's
It's like Warwick, but like with different things on his
Yes.
back instead of, just the one thing.
Warwick had-
Make your
Yeah, he has things. He has
goblins
things on his back
weird.
now, I think.
Oh, now he does.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
He does now.
I thought, wait, no, Warwick or Mundo?
Warwick.
Oh, okay.
No,
They
Warwick.
gave it-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mundo had his big fucking syringe that he also had, but like,
Yeah, I thought he had like multiple syringes. and that's
Nah.
what his
I don't think so.
He has a
the thing, and this is where telegraphing as a game master becomes a really useful skill. Just like Bane with his venom, every time the
Right.
goblin wants a boost in power, it is going to use one of the vials. And the players can tell when it's using a vial, so
Yeah.
they'll be able to figure out exactly what is the source of these goblins' abilities.
Okay, so I like the ideas and everything, but I feel like it's just gonna be this is a cool monster again.
yeah.
So I think we're good with that. I'm gonna skip ahead, so that I'm looking at this and
Well,
it
you don't
looks
want to
like...
hear about the drug addict goblin?
Oh, I do. That's the thing. I do. But if anybody else wants to as well, go and watch the video yourself. Because like we've gotten everything that we can get out of this, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately, because there was nothing about. There's nothing more about it being better to use these kinds of smaller things than the big things. It just like I agree that you should use a lot more little things in your games because it can lead to very interesting stuff potentially. It can lead to that, but it doesn't also take away from the fact that you can make the bigger things interesting with these mechanics exactly. So.
I remember I had a campaign where do you remember I told you about the Lich that was like my hope is that I'm the
Yes.
last person who has to die.
Yes.
I am going to devote my immortality toward figuring out true immortality for everyone else.
Yes.
And then once I have done so, I will set about resurrecting people, like everyone who I can, and giving them the immortality.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
That was like his whole thing was like I will conquer death. And the party had cause to like go back to his tower a few times for various quests.
Right.
And I wanted to add a little bit of flavor of like into the trip of going to his tower. So I added a little group of kobolds who had been displaced by his tower and had like gone in and tried to steal magical artifacts when like the Lich had caught them, and he was like, oh, you know what, guys? I will pay you to guide travelers to my tower. You are not to abduct them. And the kobolds often did.
Yes.
After a while, the kobolds became sort of like the goofy side character who is like at first seemed hostile, but like is like just you get it.
Yeah.
The goofy side character.
Yeah.
And the Lich had been paying them for their services by hearkening to the desire of all kobolds to become a dragon. So like the leader of the group, he was like, hey, I'm going to give you dragon powers, but like you have to take it slow. You can only take one element per month. and he would each month he would give the goblin like a little trinket where like the goblin can now shuffle its feet and now do like a cantrip level like zap attack. And it's like, oh, you are now a wielder of the lightning. Or like give them a little match that they can like and like a bottle of farts or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
And
right.
like you are now a master of the flame or whatever. And it became this like recurring side character for my party.
Yeah, it was like how I
Nice.
did the Etten, who could do magic, but his
Yes.
magic missile was throwing a bunch of painted
Exactly.
rocks and like lighting his hand on fire and smacking you.
Yes, yes,
Or no,
yes.
lighting his gloves on fire and then hitting you.
Right. Yeah. I remember.
That was a lot of fun to do.
It was
I
good
love
stuff.
doing magic like that.
Oh yeah, magic is always interesting. Always.
Yes.
Just to see what they do.
And I cast fist.
Yeah, Drew.
It was still so fucking hilarious when you were doing that, and that was like not long after that Mashal came out.
Yeah.
So funny.
All right. So I suppose this means we move on to the next thing. So,
Yes.
I wanna-
Jenny D. It's been a little bit.
Hey.
Been a little
It
bit.
has.
And Jenny D says the key to better D&D: roll less. Which
Okay.
I would agree with to a degree. It depends on what you're going for. But I think, honestly, the more roleplay, the more fun I have. And that's why I've very much enjoyed a lot of what we've done in Vampire. It's been not as many roles, necessarily, or roles haven't been the decider of a lot of things. You know?
Yeah.
It's been a lot of just the characters interacting with the world and each other.
Yes.
So, I suppose, let us see.
Get a higher vantage point and see if I can spot any movement. Maybe the parapet? I climb the ladder. Okay, roll athletics for me. Did you see that? Did you see what that super charming, extremely good-looking DM with cool hair did wrong? That right there risks making the whole session grind to a halt. Let's talk about what it was.
Something I wanted to mention earlier, and actually Jenny D mentions, one of the things that I feel has been so instrumental in helping the vampire game sort of like get away from roles is like you only need roles to do like certain specific things, right?
Yeah.
It's just like getting rid of the importance of roles allows for the gameplay to take place.
Yes.
Instead, you don't break that that sense of immersion.
Exactly. Roles and stuff have their place, obviously. And doing roles for mundane things can be fun, as was with in Devils and Dice, when it was trying to cook something. Doing a roll, you know, and trying to see how well.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you have
basically just to see how it, like, if you, I think it was always, would you like to roll for it?
Yeah. It's that kind of way to just, if you want to, just to show off a little bit with that kind of thing, or just see what happens, you know, in this moment.
Yeah.
Right.
There definitely came a point where like Boris is hiding and his constant voyeurism from the shadows became like so well established that like I could just basically do it at will and just rolled whenever I wanted to attach a number to it.
Yeah, because you were like, oh man, I know I'm gonna succeed, but how high can I make this number?
Yeah. Oh man, I only got a 38.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What did you roll? I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 3. Yes, exactly. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's right. That's great. That's right.
I do appreciate the
rolling-
dice tower in
Oh,
in
yeah.
the intro.
It
That's
looks
very
pretty
good.
nice.
Dice. The clicky sounds, the anticipation, the drama, the pretty little polyhedral nuggets you just want to pop them in your mouth and crunch them up. No? Just me? In the scene we just watched, the player tried to climb a ladder and the DM called for athletics. But your average person can climb a ladder. That's what they're for. And if the player rolls low, what's next? What's the explanation for why an adventurer, who at level 1 is already exceptional compared to a normal person, can't climb a ladder? Can they try again? Or just roll until they succeed? Or does the DM ignore the low roll and just let them climb the ladder anyway? In which case, everyone is left wondering what the point of rolling dice is if the outcome doesn't affect the game. Calling for the wrong rolls can slow a game down, make players frustrated or bored, and even stop narrative progress in its tracks. Today we are going to learn how to spot those problem rolls and then eliminate them so that your games can run smoothly and rolling dice can stay delicious. I mean, exciting. Because you can't eat dice.
Not with that attitude.
I'm
No,
willing to bet that there are. Well, actually, you know what? No, you could probably just buy like a dice mold and then put like candy in there.
make them
and
gummy
there you go.
dice. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then make hard candy dice, and then if you get a crit, you get to eat it.
Yeah, there you go. We can no longer play. We're out of dice.
God damn it.
Well-
break out the fucking analog dice.
Yeah.
The old shitty non-edible kind.
Right. Yeah, no, so
Time to bring out the candy abacus.
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
You need to get those candy necklaces.
Exactly,
And then just take
yes.
those off.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
But yeah, I do agree. You should not like have to roll to climb a ladder
No.
as an adventurer. You should just get that.
So
If God forbid you now won, you should not feel pressured to burn an inspiration.
yeah.
To climb.
And I've done this once before. I think it's something that comes with inexperience.
Oh,
where
yeah.
It's like, oh, you're doing something, you need to roll dice to do something. And then
Exactly.
after you get the roll, you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't really make any sense. Let's just, let's ignore that and, try to just not do that in the future.
Right.
And that's
right.
really about the best you can do.
The only time where at least for a ladder and stuff, like if it's a stressful situation, right? And then it's to see how fast you can get up there,
Yes.
Like if it's a really long ladder, right? Or
If
just
it's a Metal Gear ladder.
if it's a Metal Gear ladder, exactly. Got to play the whole song in its entirety.
Yeah. What happens if you go down that ladder, or can you not go back down?
I think you can go back down.
Does it not play again?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
But I remember, I think this is something that was in 3.5 as well, where it would give you the roll that you would have to make to climb the skill, and it was aided by whatever the thing you was climbing, like whatever things you had and the thing you were climbing. And
yes. So if the climb roll was easier if it was a ladder, it was harder if it was a rope, and it was harder if it was a rock wall with no gear, etc.
Exactly. And like the other important thing with 3.5 at least was that it also had the taking 10 aspect to it, right? Where you could just take 10. It would technically take 10 times as long, but you would be able to...
Sorry, you can take a minute to scale a 10-foot ladder.
Yeah, exactly. So, she's not British, Locomotion. She's... Are you crazy? Anyway, but, so, the,
British, she's an elf.
but
She's done elf cosplays, that's why.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, I think in that it even said, like, climbing a ladder is like a DC 5 or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, at that point, why even roll? But,
yeah.
you're basically just at that point in my head, it's just like you're taking 10, but like not really, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's just so easy, unless, again, the situation is what makes it so that you would either need to roll or what, you know? Because it's to add that sort of tension of potentially fucking something up that you need to do, right?
Yes.
And I think that's the big thing to take away with rolls is does it help the scene, you know? You have to kind of think about that. Or is it going to be entertaining, you know, for the players to have to deal with, right? Because even having them do the roll for climbing a ladder could be comical. It could,
yes.
you know?
It is climbing a ladder in action.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think it counts. I think it counts as an action, or like a.
Like a move action.
It might be part of a move action potentially. I'm not sure if we want to go by 5e stuff. Though I haven't looked at like the simple actions, if you will, for a little bit, so I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah.
A lot of beginner DMs, my past self included, get the idea in their heads that their job is to make players roll for stuff. And it is part of your job. But if you just call for rolls without thinking about why you actually need dice in that moment, you're gonna end up accidentally creating a lot of easily avoidable problems. So when should you call for a roll? I've created a handy dandy flowchart to help you decide when to... Hello?
What
Doesn't anyone want to hear what I have to say? Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of the books,
Yes.
Climbing counts as difficult terrain.
Ah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so then, like...
Which, like, I suppose makes sense for, like, if you have, like, 5-foot versus 10-foot versus 15-foot ladders, right?
That is true, yes. Because technically climbing is... Yeah, so that it is... That's thinking about it just to simplify, as usual. Simplify it going from, 5 feet and then up to your next ledge and all of that kind of stuff. And I would say that... actually, yeah, because I remember in... I've been watching The Unsleeping City from Dimension 20, kind of getting caught up with that. And in that... one of the things that was done was making an athletics check to basically, or acrobatics, to negate it being difficult terrain. Yeah, and I find that to be a good way to do it, because it is just like, oh yeah, you are experienced enough, hardy enough, or limber enough to get up to these faces that are only 5 feet or so, between... these steps, it's higher up, but it's not like more than a normal move. So yeah, you do that and you would be able to just move 5 feet instead of it taking 10 feet, right? I think it's a good way to do it, because it also does for these situations in something like a combat or something. It makes it so it's like, all right, I if I get this, even if I'm not good at athletics or acrobatics, I might actually like be able to like get up there quick and do my part, Again, adding that tension, right?
There are rule books that cover this kind of thing. Go ahead. In cases where the outcome of an action is uncertain, the Dungeons and Dragons game...
By the way, love it. You got exactly where you need to go.
Yep.
We love a citation.
Yes.
relies on rolls of a 20-sided die, a d20, to determine success or failure. That's from the Player's Handbook, just a basic explanation, but there's more depth in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Dice are neutral arbiters. They can
no one's ever
determine the outcome
read
of an
that.
action without assigning any motivation to the DM and without playing favorites. Remember,
Yeah. Fake fan. She's trying to imply that she's read the DMG with all those sticky notes.
Yeah, exactly.
We know she hasn't read that.
None of us have.
No Dungeon Master worth their salt has ever read the Dungeon Master Guide.
Wasted time. Oh,
Good times.
do not.
I read the Dungeon Master Guide. That's why I'm bad.
Yeah, me
yeah.
too.
That's true.
Remember that dice don't run your game. You do. Dice are like rules. They're tools to help keep the action moving. The
True.
extent to which you use them is entirely up to you. It sounds like, on a basic level, you roll when you're not sure whether or not an action would succeed. But the text suggests that there should be a level of DM discretion about when dice are and aren't needed. So, how do you develop that skill? The skill to identify when you should or shouldn't call for a roll.
Experience.
Yes.
Just running games. That's just how it
Experience
goes.
and also just kind of critical thinking, really.
Yeah, honestly, it's just your own like judgment calls, right? Every time.
Yeah.
And if your judgment call is wrong, there are times, absolutely, where hell, I fucking did it in the last thing of Vampire that went up. All right, I did a bad time with the session before that with forgetting how rules worked, and then
Oh, yes.
and then when I did, I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna correct that, because it's just important, at least to me, to maintain that integrity of the story.
Yeah, like, if you get a rule wrong, like,
It's fine.
your game is over.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's
Players will
done.
leave.
Your players will ask for their money back.
That's
Indeed.
right, dude. I can't get that. I can't give that back, man. I just can't.
Yeah. You can't give me my money back, then I'm gonna have to take that fucking Digimon booster box that you
No.
got. Take the next most valuable thing.
No. Pondering the orb is also a good method for determining when to ask for rolls. True. I do have the
Yeah.
orbs on standby. It's necessary.
That's where my flowchart comes in, right? Yeah, go ahead. First things first, I think it's a good idea to ask yourself if players have done enough already to succeed without rolling. Let me explain what I mean by that. Let's imagine a scenario where your party is exploring a room. You know that there is a trapdoor hidden underneath the rug. Now, perhaps your players will say that they'd like to search the room, and in that case, it makes sense to call for an investigation check. It's uncertain whether or not they would find the trapdoor, depending on how thorough their search is.
True.
But let's say that instead, one of your players says that they want to look underneath the rug. That's where the trapdoor is. Why make your player roll to figure out something that they have already figured out? Of course, it's not always that simple, so let's try a slightly more nuanced scenario. Your party just killed a powerful wizard that they have been tracking for weeks. Maybe the players search the body looking for loot. In that case, they might need to roll a pretty high investigation roll to find the wizard's amulet of proof against detection and location. But if a player remembers their failed scrying attempts from previous days, they might ask, I want to see if he has a magic item on him that was blocking our scry spells. That's a clever idea. It shows that the player was paying attention, that they're engaged in the game, that they're thinking complexly about the problems in front of them. That kind of thinking should be encouraged. The books have something.
I agree, but in that instance, I would also require a roll of some kind,
Yeah, just because they are looking for a magic item doesn't mean that they know exactly what they're looking for.
Exactly. A magic item could be anything, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it could be anywhere.
Yes, exactly. So
actually, you know what? There was an old Dragonlance trilogy that I remember reading. I think they were called I don't remember the first name of the book. It was basically like Villager, Hero, King. Those were the three books.
Nice.
Yeah. So it starts out Villager, then Hero, then King. And it just follows the same character's like journey as he like does shit and like becomes a king and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
But I forget the exact circumstances that he finds it in, but in the first book, the character finds a anti-magic ring.
Ooh.
And he finds it, figures out what it is, and then he literally sews it into, or he creates a custom like pocket or like a pouch that he sews into his underwear. Like literally.
Interesting. Yeah.
And he hides it there. And there are so many like assassination attempts and all these different things that happen that all get thwarted by this ring. And everybody is like, how the fuck is he not affected by magic? This is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't
super
he's not a
cool.
wizard, he's not casting spells, he doesn't even deal with wizards. How the fuck? And just having the ring on his person is like an anti-magic cone, effectively.
That's
where
very cool.
Yeah.
no magic affects him at all.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
That's totally sick.
Does that also play into like the legend of like how he arises to be the king?
Yes.
Where they're
I would
like, oh,
imagine
he's
so.
a chosen one or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember if there's any sort of like chosen one stuff like that, but he most certainly survives things that shouldn't have, that should not have been survivable, and
Right.
that's how he becomes a hero. And
That's
then
awesome.
he
Oh, yeah.
eventually, rises up to be like the king. It's really neat.
Yeah.
Very, very old story. It was pretty fun.
What was it
Anti-magic
called?
Bingus?
I think it was Dragonlance trilogy called Villager Hero King. I don't remember the first book's name, but I remember that the other ones were Hero and King.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
He just starts off as this normal dude.
Yeah,
and he
totally.
joins like the military or something, and then he like rises up the ranks and shit.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. But like I'm saying, that ring or that amulet or whatever magic item that you're looking for could be anywhere, and you really might not think to look in a pocket, a custom pocket inside the dude's underwear.
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah. So I mean, well, first off, it's Magic Mike the Wizard. Love that. But yeah, no, I would honestly require some kind of like either magic used of like locate object of some kind, maybe, or just like, well, maybe not a locate object. Well, yeah, actually, because it's a magic item, so you just gotta like kind of figure it out. Well, actually, no, because locate object wouldn't give them much of a joke's on you, boo. That's the first place I look. There you go. But like anything of like a good investigation, if it is something like a very hidden, sewn-in pocket of some sort, because that's not something you're gonna find necessarily right off the bat, or maybe even if one of them has like, and this is just catering to if they even have this, but if they had some sort of backstory of being a tailor of some kind, and then it would be an easier investigation for them, or they could maybe, if they wanted to, like say, oh, I'd like to use my tailor tools, just to go over every inch of their clothing, and then it'd be like, oh yeah, okay. That point I'd be like, yeah, you probably would find it then. Yeah, there's no way, with the experience, with having the proficiency in the tools, all that kind of stuff would give me something that I could just latch onto. But just saying, yeah, I guess I would like to search. I would like to search to find the magic thing that made it so we couldn't do the thing. It's like, yeah, okay, you can. Whether or not you find it, that's up to the dice at that point.
delicious dice.
Delicious dice. Because maybe they are doing something like that with the pocket. But yeah.
To say about this that I think we really need to pay attention to. Yes, thank you. Role-playing can diminish if players feel...
Actually, what I would say is, if they go through and they find every little thing in on the person, then maybe they would have to either use Identify on every object. Maybe they could use an Arcana check to see if they could see like a runic symbol or something that's carved into something, just to find like what it might be that they're looking for. Like at that point, even if they're like, I just searched the whole body for everything, it's like, well, even so, you don't know what it is, right?
Exactly.
It could be the fucking like a speck of lint, like, I don't know.
It really could be.
It really,
It could be some. It could be a string.
It could
Like
be
a
a string.
thread.
Yes, exactly. Yes, totally.
that their die
God, that'd be
rolls rather
Could you imagine that? That's actually a really good plot setup now that I think about it. Could you imagine you like go to like the capital city or whatever? It's like,
Yeah.
hey, we're in trouble. There's lots of fucking like magical heinous chicanery that's going on.
Right.
And we don't know where these fucking magic items are. We can't find them. We need help.
Right.
And so the heroes get called in. It turns out that there's like a fucking gang that has like a cartel, like a literal cartel or something,
totally.
that has a wizard that's like creating magic threads and just hiding them in people's places, and they're like cursed and hexed and shit.
Yeah.
And so nobody can fucking find them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Ooh, or like a lich whose phylactery was like a spool of thread that has been like woven into clothing that's been dispersed.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be fucked up. I would love that. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hide your magic items in your molars. Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
They
that
never
too.
check.
Oh man.
than their decisions and characterizations always determine success. If you always defer to random dice rolls, even when your players are paying attention, thinking critically, and problem solving, you're basically nullifying the power of roleplay in your game.
True.
Why should your players bother actually thinking about the narrative and trying to come up with smart ideas and strategies if, in the end, every single choice is going to come down to random chance? At some point, you might as well get together for a session, call for a do you complete the quest roll, and then high five and go home. I do think this should be the very first thing that you think about before calling for a roll, because putting this concept into practice is a direct line to a more satisfying game. If players haven't already solved the problem, you should ask yourself next if the action that they want to perform is even possible. This is part of the uncertainty thing that the player's handbook was talking about. If an action is impossible, you can be certain that it won't succeed. But I wanted to address this specifically because I think it's a really common mistake. Imagine a scenario where your party has an audience with the king. They walk into the throne room and the bard demands that the king hand over his crown and let the bard rule in his stead. What would be the point of calling for a persuasion roll here? Is there a world in which the king will willingly abdicate and hand over his crown to a stranger? And if you call for this roll and the bard rolls super high, you're suddenly in an awkward position. Do you have the roll fail, in which case it becomes clear that there was no point in rolling at all? Or do you have the roll succeed, teaching your party that they can functionally do anything, no matter how ridiculous, if they roll high enough? This is an easy mistake to make because it feels natural to
That's
call
when you
for
give them the
persuasion.
old monkey's paw. It's like, well, guess what? You're the king now. Time to run a king. Time to run a kingdom,
Yeah,
motherfucker. Do you have the shit? Do you know how to run a kingdom?
Or the king goes, "Oh, thank Bahamut. We're under attack by the Eastern Nation. I've been hanging up signs everywhere asking for someone to take over rule in my stead. Yeah, please."
Oh, thank you. We're so thankful for your sacrifice.
I love that. Yeah, I love that so
Yeah.
much.
Oh,
Yeah.
or like, "Oh, you know what? The leader of this nation has to go out and die for some reason. Oh, you'll go in
thank
my stead. Oh,
God.
thank goodness.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Songs will be sung about, who the fuck are you again?
I will
Doesn't
make
matter.
your family rich. Where your next of kin? Where are they?
My parents are dead.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
well.
good for me.
I'm an only child and my parents are dead. Fuck. That would be
Real fucking winner we
amazing.
got right here. Hell yeah.
Yep. And that's when you just hit him. That's when you hit him with the,
Oh.
would you like to change your, would you like to not roll that?
Yeah.
I
fun.
would love just the sarcastic king response of, oh yeah, you could be the king. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I hope you know that the entire kingdom is in a drought right now, and I am holding court for literally thousands of people, and I'm going to be doing that all day for the next 6 months. And I also have to make sure that we have adequate protection throughout the land. So I hope you know the trade routes. I hope you know, like, just start going through every single, and he just keeps going.
Yeah,
and he
because,
just
being a king is a job.
yeah, exactly. And it just keeps fucking going. And then at some point, the bard is like, "Yeah, no, and he's, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so. This
would
is
be
my job,
amazing.
man. You think I love it?
I don't do this shit for fun, motherfucker.
Do you know how stressful it is to
Yeah.
maintain society in a world where magic exists?
Yeah. I am going to die in the next 5 years from stress alone, all right? But no, you came in here gallivanting. You just want to be king. I understand, absolutely. Let's just do it. You know what? Fuck the
I could use the fucking
ceremony.
vacation.
Yeah, fuck the ceremony. I'm going to the sauna. I'll see you all later. Here's your new king.
That would be such an amazing fucking moment. Holy shit.
He's so funny. I would love it. I would love it so much.
Yep.
When a player tries to get someone to do something. Most DMs are way more likely to call for a roll in a scenario like this than in a scenario where players ask for some physical impossibility, like to try and fly by flapping their arms really hard. Have you ever described your character doing some sort of totally normal task, like opening the drawers in a desk or walking up a flight of stairs, and been surprised to hear your DM call for an ability check? Many DMs respond almost instinctively when players describe a task, trying to mentally fit that task, no matter what it is, into an ability listed on a character sheet. But if it's a task that your average person would have no problem doing, making your players roll for it can create some bizarre situations. For example, let's say that your rogue wants to climb some stairs. What is the recommended DC for a very easy task? 5. Okay, 5.
Oh.
Let's assume we have a rogue with a pretty solid dex score, like 17. How does that compare to your average person?
A score of 10 or 11 is the normal human average. A score of 18 is the highest that a person usually reaches. Adventurers can have scores as high as 20.
I am one of the least dexterous people I have ever encountered. Realistically, if I had a dex score, it would be like an 8. And I trip on stairs maybe once a month. But if your DC for climbing stairs is 5, because it is a very easy task, and your rogue has a dex of 17, that's still a 5% chance that your rogue just physically can't climb the stairs. To put that in perspective, that means that I am more dexterous than this rogue. Me. Someone who once broke my pinky toe on a recliner while performing the risky endeavor of entering the living room. In short, if the average person off the street could
Jesus.
accomplish a task,
Ouch.
don't call for a roll.
Fucking running full bore.
Hallways count as rough terrain.
True.
It was a combat environment.
Yep.
It is crazy, man.
Yeah, I think something that
Uh.
can wind up getting newer DMs and even some somewhat experienced DMs can be how players actually word their intent.
Yeah.
Especially if they include the skill name in their act, like their desired action.
Yes.
So,
True.
For example, let's say you have a Call of Cthulhu game going, and your party just beat up a whole bunch of cultists, and they have them dead to rights. And a detective brandishes a shotgun, blows one of their heads open, and says, "I'd like to intimidate them." You're like, okay, roll intimidate.
right.
And then you kind of forget, like, oh, you kind of just exploded their head, and there's
Yeah.
no reason why they wouldn't be intimidated. That can kind of get you sometimes. 'cause
Absolutely.
It got me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
Because that was
100%.
Aiden that I'm
Yeah.
referring
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, this is a real thing.
It was. This
Yeah.
was absolutely a real thing.
Both
was very funny.
barrels.
Yeah, both fails, yeah, with your rolls. That's right.
Yes, yeah, they were fails, but I'm like, there's
both failed.
there was no reason why this would not work. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
succeed. And then after that, I didn't call for rolls like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just again, it can be done for comedic things as well, you know. these kinds
Yes.
of things. I mean, if that's the tone that you want to set, right? That's up to you and your tone that you've set for the campaign, right?
Yeah, that is up to your table. If you want to have more like a slapstick thing where like,
Yes.
oh man, fry some eggs, rolling at one creates like stinking purple sludge, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, there is oftentimes nothing wrong with just giving your players a gimme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Going
And
up a
I
ladder
think
is a great example.
Oh yeah.
Another thing that you can do to mitigate this is to if you are the type of DM to throw out a lot of rolls without really thinking about it, you can quickly you can quickly like salvage the situation if you essentially are like, let's go do the ladder example.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll to climb the ladder, and then they fail. It's like, well, you try to climb the ladder and your foot slips and you kind of like fall face first and you just hurt yourself. But after that, you take like 1 damage and you're a little bit embarrassed. After that though, you're free to climb the ladder with no issues.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you made the roll, you failed, so something else will happen, but you're still able to actually climb the ladder.
Yeah. It's a fail forward situation, right? Like
exactly.
Yeah. Or like you successfully climb the ladder, but on the last rung your foot gets caught, and so you land prone at the top.
Yeah. There you go.
Good one.
Yeah, for sure.
But Boo, I wanted to piggyback off a point that you made earlier about it can be tricky to not call for rolls sometimes as a DM, especially if your player says the name of the roll. Because like I
use
know
the skill name.
Yeah. I know that I do that. I know that I do that as a player where I'm like, hey, can I see if I can maybe spot this? Because I'm like, that is oftentimes me trying to imply to the DM, like, hey, it's probably a spot roll.
Right.
And I'll happily do that. But like, I can absolutely see in this scenario where the player just accidentally says something and then gets called for a roll for something that should normally be a gimme. Or even the situation where the player thinks it should need a roll and the DM's like, I don't know, you should just have that.
Yeah.
I can see being lulled into that, like calling for a spot roll. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, totally. It would be fun to panic your party by telling them roll to breathe. Hey man, put him in the put him in the water, underwater. Yeah,
put him in the old space.
Yeah, put him in space.
Yeah, put him
roll
in space.
to stop breathing.
This isn't controversial or anything. The DMG actually says this directly.
Most people can accomplish a DC 5 task with little.
Actually, that does throw out the interesting scenario of what if they nat 20? Do they just reboot Greeley Man? Just survive being vented out into the void because he held his breath?
Yes.
Yeah, he's so fucking pissed that he just doesn't need to breathe right now.
Yeah.
That part was fucking sick, though. He punched word bearers in half, I think.
Task with little chance of failure. Unless circumstances are unusual, let characters succeed at such a task without making a check.
I bring it up not because it's my genius idea or something, but because I have seen DMs do this again and again. But there's another part of this step that's a little less cut and dry. After all, your adventurers are not average people off the street. Sometimes they will attempt a task that you or I couldn't probably accomplish, but that the character should still find easy. A strong character should be able to do things that strong people can do. A smart person shouldn't magically become an idiot just because they rolled low. Dexterous people shouldn't start tripping over their own feet when doing something simple that they are experienced with. These scenarios can be so immersion breaking that the DMG actually calls them out.
Sometimes the randomness of a D20 roll leads to ludicrous results. Let's say a door requires a successful DC 15 strength check to be...
No. You just burn those doors down. You're fine. I mean, that's just
Yeah, it's true.
that's what you do.
We don't open doors.
Yeah,
we burn
you
them.
don't need to open doors. You just burn them.
Ugh. That's another one.
That's a great.
We
hey,
all
man.
have our thing.
Hey man, it was a stuck door.
I feel the need to mention that was like posited half in jest. And then
Yes,
the
oh,
party was
yes.
just like,
Like,
oh yeah, well
Yeah.
yeah. Thank God someone said it first.
Yeah, it did kind of turn into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, great idea. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, burn it down.
Let's do it. Why didn't I think
We'll
of
come
that?
back in a week.
It was so good. It was so good, man.
Battered down. A fighter with a strength of 20 might helplessly flail at the door because of bad die rolls. Meanwhile, the rogue with a strength of 10 rolls a 20 and knocks the door from its hinges.
To combat this, the DMG offers a variant rule for automatic success, as well as mechanics for passive checks in other
should have read the
skills
DMG.
beyond just perception. But however you
This video seems to be telling me that the DMG is actually kind of useful.
Crazy.
I'll just keep it on the shelf. I don't think I'm gonna open it
Oh,
though.
wait a minute. When was this video made?
This was, I think, a year ago. I want to say a year ago. Give me a second.
Oh, okay. Then I think I'm good, because that means that this is the 5.5 DMG, which, no one has read.
No, I think. I think.
Actually, wait a minute. She's reading the book,
she's
so we can
literally
just
reading it. Hold on.
Yeah, just go back to a frame where she's reading it. We can see.
No, that's 5e.
Nope,
that's 5e.
Damn it.
There you go. Get fucked.
Because I read the 4e DMG. I don't think I read the 5.
Die rolls. Meanwhile, the rogue with a strength of 10 rolls a 20 and knocks the door from its hinges.
To combat this, the DMG offers a variant rule for automatic success, as well as mechanics for passive checks in other skills beyond just perception. But however you choose to handle it, you should have some idea of how to deal with these situations in a way that doesn't turn your skilled, experienced warriors into fumbling buffoons a solid 5% of the time. Ask yourself, with this character's abilities and experience, how likely is failure in this specific case? If the answer is slim to none, then it often just makes more sense to not call for a roll at all.
True.
Once you've thought through whether it's even possible to fail at this task, it's time to ask yourself what's next. If they fail, what happens? Is there a consequence for failure? Let's compare two situations. On the one hand, a character is trying to climb a fence. On the other hand, a character is trying to steal from a shop. What happens if the character fails to climb the fence? If it's not high enough for them to take fall damage, if they're not in a rush, being chased or something, they could presumably attempt to climb the fence an infinite number of times. If the first time doesn't work, then the second might, or the third. They can keep trying until they succeed. Imagine that they roll low on that check. What do? Just have them roll again until they succeed? Or does failing to climb the fence somehow make it impossible to try again? How do you explain that? Instead, since there is no meaningful consequence for that failure, it's probably not worth rolling for. But if the character trying to steal rolls poorly, they might get caught. They might get kicked out of the shop, or punched in the face, or arrested. Those are meaningful consequences. The difference between rolling high and
Being
rolling
punched in
low
the face is
actually
a meaningful consequence.
Yes, sir.
At certain levels.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
True. Hey, man, my reputation. All right.
True.
No, that's true.
I
That's
just- So the situation here. Sorry, I'm playing Dark Tide, so
You're good.
I'm kind of half paying attention. The situation was they were trying to steal something
Yes.
from like a shop.
Yes.
So they failed the steal roll, get punched. They don't get sent away. They just get punched. So they
Well,
just
I
try
mean-
again. It's like a video.
I mean, obviously, it's going to be more than just that, but that's the first thing that it starts a combat, basically, I guess.
I know.
You know?
It just was funny.
This
They're
might
like,
be.
don't fucking steal.
Yeah.
And then he just turns away, and then you just try again.
Then it's Oblivion NPC, yes.
Yes.
Then it's like when we played oh fuck, what was that game? It was the 4-player action RPG, sort of isometric.
Oh, yes. Fuck.
Source.
Divinity?
Divinity.
Yes.
Divinity. Yes.
It's sort of like Divinity, where I get caught pickpocketing the merchant. And the merchant says like "fuck you," and then someone else talks to him, and I just crouch and try again.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That was still so fucking funny when you went in.
I still remember
and stole
looting
the fucking arena.
Yeah, the key. Yeah.
Yeah, you stole. And
That
then
was-
what I'm happy about looking back at that, what I'm very happy about is they put in dialogue for that,
Yes.
which
Yes.
was fucking
Like, oh, wow,
awesome.
we would reward you.
We would reward you, but
Someone
somebody took it, man.
That was
I was so
goddamn
upset.
funny.
I was so upset, and then it was like, oh, okay. You did that for
I
nothing.
remember like when we first arrived to talk to the guy.
Yeah.
And like everyone was paying attention to the conversation that was happening.
Yep.
And I just like crouched down behind the guy and started going through his pockets, and like I was even called out by people in the group, but like I just took everything from his pockets and was like, I'll go through it later.
Yeah,
And then while
yeah.
the fight's happening, I'm just like off in the stands, like, oh, what did I pick up, by the way? And I'm looking
like, oh,
through it,
this
and I'm like,
key.
oh fuck, I found the key. So I go over to Boo,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Hey,
hey
Boo, could
Boo,
you help me out real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
be quiet.
Yeah.
Sends him
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
in
That's
the
right.
inventory, and I'm like, do you know what this means?
Yeah. Me and Brogan were fighting in the thing still, and
Yeah, so I think at that point in the game, we were all going in the arena. Me and
Yeah.
Aiden died first.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
that's
then
what
it just
happened.
became down
Yes.
to you and Brogan.
Yeah.
yeah. And then I won.
Oh,
and
that was-
it's just, well,
What a
I
shame.
must
we
have
can't-
misplaced the
and
key.
your prize got stolen.
It
But
was
who
very,
was the real winner?
It was very good. It was a very good moment.
There was a whole fucking like trapped hallway just
Yeah.
to get to the
Yeah.
the thing.
I remember getting trapped by poisonous gas, and I think you had to teleport me out.
Yeah, I think it was that like death fog, I think it was called.
Yeah, something like that.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think one of us was Fane in that playthrough. Don't think it was
Yes, I think
yeah,
I
it
was
was
playing
Alejo.
Fane. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
That
was so fun, dude.
It was
If
good.
only
Oh,
we
it's
got
good
to
times.
do like
Mahalia,
fucking
Boo?
Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate 3.
Yeah, true. But yeah,
I was too damn busy.
always go play Divinity Original Sin 2, everybody. It's a great game.
They're making a third one too.
Yes,
Ooh,
that is true.
fantastic.
Ooh, and I'm so excited.
I hope it's good.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. It is still them after all.
Well, you never know. That's the thing. I have no faith in anything anymore ever. So
Everything is a cash grab until proven otherwise.
true.
Is the way that the game moves forward, and that is exactly what the dice are for. Most of the stuff on this flowchart is stuff that I have seen people talk about in tabletop gaming spaces before, but this particular section is something that I think is super important to consider that I haven't heard very many people address, and that is, if failing a check has consequences, are you, the DM, prepared to accept and enforce those consequences?
True.
DMs, tell me if you can relate. Your players are moving through a space, and you have them roll to get through a door, but they fail. There are no alternate routes. You expected them to get through that door. It wasn't even a high DC, but they just had
Hey man, you just go with the wacky idea that someone just has and everybody agrees
Yeah.
with, and they burn down the door.
Yeah. They'll come up with something.
They'll
It's gonna
figure
be
it out.
Stupid.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. Don't you worry. It will be done.
As long as they are aware that they have to get through that door, they're gonna get through that door.
Yeah, oh,
somehow.
absolutely.
The players find a way.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
bad luck with the dice, and now they're stuck. Here's another one. The players are doing something illegal. You have them roll stealth, they fail. The guards catch them and they try to lie their way out of it, so you have them roll deception. They fail. Come on.
Yeah.
Now you have to arrest them. What a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Some DMs don't realize that they weren't prepared
Oh,
to
no.
deliver negative consequences
get a prison
until the roll
situation.
has
Oh,
already
that's
been
fun.
failed.
Well, that's what she's going over. Like, it's just some
Oh, okay,
some
good,
people aren't prepared to deal with that kind of stuff. In which case, it's like, well, then why did you have them have that situation where they could fail it in that way? Then I guess
Yeah.
like you are
Fair enough.
Not all tables want to do sort of like what we did in Devils and Dice, where it was
yes
a wacky half Gintama, half Bleach.
yes
Yes.
Where it's like, oh, now there's a jail sequence on this week's episode.
yeah right exactly
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, like I can see as a DM being like, oh fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Do I
Yeah, I can
retcon
understand.
this?
Right.
Yeah, that is true.
It is just it's one of those things where when you are running games, you just have to remember that you are in charge of the world, and the world is going to act the way that it has to a lot of the time.
Mhm.
If there is a law enforcement, they will enforce the law.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, I know.
You could always have the guard is about ready to like start handcuffing the player. Sorry, the player's character rather. But like where he's like about ready to start arresting them, and then like the other guard comes up and he's like, Jim, what is wrong with you? And looks at the players and is like, sorry, his blood sugar is getting low. He gets angry. Jim, here, I got lunch. And then it gives the DM gives themselves an out for the situation.
Sure.
And it's just a very angry guard.
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
Could be the
however,
comical thing.
though,
Yeah.
yeah. But like, halfway through making that point, though, I realized that the DM who is comfortable enough thinking on their feet like that,
Yes.
probably
Yeah.
wouldn't be in the scenario
Exactly.
where they're making this mistake.
Yeah.
Totally.
Or that they're the type of DM who would be completely fine arresting their players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's true.
It's just exactly. It's
I
just,
arrested my players.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just I think it's just you just got to remember that you aren't the bad guy for playing things realistically. That's the big thing, right? Like everything is going to work the way that it works, and it is either with your players, against your players, or in spite of your players, you know? Like legitimately it's just you just got to make sure that you're comfortable doing that, and you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine.
This can lead to a super unsatisfying situation where the player fails a roll and then the DM just lets them succeed anyway.
Exactly.
I know I'm not alone when I say that as a player, I find that so boring. It takes all the teeth out of a game. There is nothing fun about succeeding if there is no alternative. Anytime you call for a roll, there is a chance that your players will fail it. So if the consequences for failure screw up your game, then don't introduce the potential for failure. You are allowed as a DM to just let players do things, even things that they could feasibly fail at, if you need them to succeed in order for the game to move forward. The last stop on the flowchart will probably not be surprising to anyone who watches my channel, because pretty much all of my D&D opinions boil down to, hey, it's a game, it should be fun. But if you've made it this far, and you still think it's worth rolling, the final stop is to consider whether or not the outcome of this roll will add to the game. Sometimes a player tries to do something that it's uncertain whether or not they can do, but possible, that has a chance of failure, and that failure would come with a consequence that you are prepared to put into play. But that consequence won't make the game better. A good consequence can and often should affect the direction of the game. If the party accidentally collapses a tunnel, they have to find a different route. If the party upsets an NPC, they may lose a valuable ally. These kinds of branching choices are what make tabletop games so exciting. But don't be that DM that introduces a manufactured, frustrating consequence anytime a player tries to do something just because you think you should. There's a difference between players' decisions having stakes and just torturing your players based on random dice rolls.
Yeah, it's you don't want to be against the players. It's not DM versus players. It's that time-old thing of like that is not what we're doing here, right? Like that's it's never been what we've been doing. I mean, To be fair, it could be that at some point, yeah, it was a little bit that way. Maybe, I don't know, but that like for anybody who's any self-respecting kind of DM, I would imagine that you don't find it, or you shouldn't find it that way, because that's just kind of not fun for anybody, even yourself. Like, yeah, sure, maybe you'll have a little bit of a thrill, but then like you do it all the time, and then your players just don't want to play with you anymore. Wowee, consequences for my actions? I couldn't dream of such a thing. Right?
Not I.
Not I. It is them who are wrong. It's like, no, but okay. So just, figure it out.
In the end, you are the DM, and you get to decide how things unfold. The dice are there for times when introducing chance improves the game. We all want our players to make it through our adventures and get to see and experience all the cool stuff that we've spent so many hours prepping. There is nothing more frustrating than having a whole incredible arc planned and then having a game just peter out before you get there.
True.
Unnecessary dice rolls are obstacles between your party and a great game, so stop getting in your own way. Speaking of which, this might not be the only thing that you're tripping yourself up with. Check out this video next to see which other common mistake you might not even realize you're making that's turning players off of your game.
Wowee.
Another fantastic video as usual.
As usual. Thank you, Jenny D. Only the one thing that I went, but, yeah. Overall, that is just another thing to send to people, for sure.
Yes, indeed.
So, that does it, man. We did it.
That's it. We're done.
That's
fucking
crazy.
God.
I will
Another
say.
one in the books.
Oh yeah, and I will say,
What are we at? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I will say that we've got a lot more people here than usual, which is pretty crazy. So, hello. Hope you've been enjoying.
How many people do we have?
We have about 19 or 20.
I haven't noticed.
19 or 20 people apparently in the concurrent. So, wowee.
Isn't that like 4 times what we usually have?
Yeah.
That's not a joke. Jesus.
Legitimately. So, I hope everybody enjoyed. Hi, if you might be new. I don't know.
I'm glad we actually had some shit to say then.
I suppose. We usually have some shit to say, to be fair.
Well, I mean, like
yeah.
There are episodes where we're basically just like harping on the video and where we don't really like create anything of our own. But this time we absolutely did.
I'm pretty sure that's also creating something of your own because it's criticism.
But, I know, but something more useful. To a viewer.
But they could have joined us on a Garabingo though.
That is true. They could have.
That's true. Shit. All right. Well, we gotta do a Garabingo now. Lightning round.
Lightning round. There is no such thing with a Garabingo.
No, really is not.
Oh. But regardless of that, I suppose this.
But you could. But any new fans could find Garabingo videos on our channel. Hey.
True.
And only however many % of you are subscribed.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, that whole fucking thing. Only of you are subscribed, and only of you are not subscribed. So maybe Anyway.
Yeah. You should
My analytics tell me that, and it would help if you would.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Regardless.
Yes.
Now is the time that I will extend the invitation for you guys to take your leave if you wish to.
So we plan to be playing on Thursday?
Yes. That is the plan.
Okay.
Did you say you were off on Thursday, or you
No, I am not off. I'm just not working the night, so it should be good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm off on Monday, so if you want to get together and do the stuff,
yeah.
I am available then.
Okay.
So, and I'm also off on Thursday. So
yes, good. I'm glad.
So, Yep.
Alrighty.
All right. So I will go ahead and leave, and I'll get back with you on Monday and see if you're good to do the
Yes.
next
I'm-
episode of Deck Picks, the special
yes,
one that I'm
exactly.
very excited for.
Yes. All right.
And everybody should be, because it's gonna be pretty neat actually.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Goodbye.
By the
What?
way, wait,
Oh,
Boo,
wait.
before you
Oh.
leave, you might be interested in hearing about this as well.
Okay.
I just wanted to leave you all with a final note of there is a mod for Fire Red called Radical Red.
Ooh.
It has
I've heard of that.
Yes, generations 1 through 9. It has a randomizer in it so that you encounter those 1 through 9 Pokemon randomly throughout your route.
Cool.
Nice.
You can choose your starter. It's a fantastic game. I
Ooh.
just started it yesterday, and I highly recommend to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
I would, but at the moment, I had just gone through Pokemon Infinity, which was a lot of fun, and that one was a ton of fun because before you get your starter, you can go upstairs in the professor's lab and input some cheat codes.
Oh, cool.
And some of them can change your starters, and they change some stationary encounters in the game. So I put in digital egg, and it made it so that I could find Digimon,
It's very cool.
and you could get
that's
Digimon
cool.
as a starter,
It's very,
and
very
it was
cool.
so fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, the one that I would also recommend is that one. That one's very good. Pokemon Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll check it out. I also need to try the Switch Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game.
Oh yeah. The remake
They
of
made one for the Switch?
they
remade it.
they
Okay.
remade the Red and
It's
Blue.
XD.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Or actually, no, sorry, DX rather.
DX. Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Director's cut.
It is the remake
it
of
is.
Red and Blue Rescue Team.
Red,
Very,
Blue,
very
Green.
good.
Yeah.
There was no green.
Nice.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, that was
Oh,
one of the
I-
ones that didn't have the fusion one, unfortunately. But
Now that we're
Gotcha.
talking about Pokemon and shit, have you played Pal World, right, Aiden?
Yes.
Okay, because the full game is out now, and I was going to be getting back into that at some point, and I'd be completely down to make a new island and we can play.
Yeah, sure. Did they release? Didn't they release new Mons too?
Yeah, no, there's tons. There's lots more pals, and there's like 4 major new areas. Bosses have
wow.
like unique arenas to them now.
no, and not just the
Okay,
like
yeah.
There's
Citadel
a
looking
Gooner
thing.
cat.
Yeah, of course there is.
They made another Gooner pal. If you like Gooners, I mean, if you are one.
Yeah.
It's called Sekhmet, like Egyptian cat girl.
Ah,
Yeah.
Let's check out. I don't know. Like, when were you thinking?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be anytime particularly soon, because right
Alright.
now I'm just going through Darktide and getting a shitload of penances and maxing out my Hive Scum and my Skitari and all that.
Yeah. I'm going through Styx right now. Styx has me kind of captivated.
And that's a Styx Master of Shadows, the Goblin stealth game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. They're so good.
I played it, oh god, much earlier. I believe back when I was still playing on a Mac.
oh boy.
wow.
Yeah. But I think it was about around that time. Anyway. But I super
Please tell me you're
bounced
playing
off
on
of
Goblin mode.
it. I don't know.
It's just
I'm
the
going
hardest
through-
difficulty.
Oh god, no. I'm
okay.
going through and I'm taking the time to kill everything on the map though.
Fair enough.
Cool.
I
which,
always
like,
play
takes
on
a
the
while.
hardest difficulties with stealth games just because I want them to last a long time.
Oh yeah. That is kind of what I was doing too, but I also just don't want that long time to be spent angry.
Fair enough.
I just finished a Dishonored 2 playthrough, so I'm very much in the sim kind of stealthy vibe.
Yeah.
I'm also probably gonna go back to
Oh.
Turbo Overkill. I still have that.
That was
Nice. Yep.
you're talking about InSim, and this was brought up to us not too long ago, and I don't remember what the fuck it was called. Hang on.
Project Shadowglass.
That's the one, Project Shadowglass.
Yep.
Yes.
I fucking knew what I knew what he was talking about, chat.
Thank you. Yeah, that one's
Yep.
very much a spiritual successor to Thief. Yes.
Yes.
So, yes.
Mhm.
Look into that.
Very exciting. Yep.
Adding
And
to
then
my
there's
wish
another
list.
one. What the fuck was it? There was one where you're a chick in space and you're an insurance an insurance agent, and it's a stealth imsim,
Oh.
and you're saving cats.
Oh.
I forget what the fuck it was called. Hang on. Once I get to a safer spot here, I will look it up because I
That
bought it.
sounds
It's a
really
lot of fun.
familiar.
I don't
Yeah.
know this.
I showed it to you a little while, like a while back.
Yeah. I remember like you beheading enemies and like the little like
Skin
floater
deep?
heads could.
Skin deep. That's it. Yes.
Skin
Thank
deep.
you.
You're welcome. I searched
Yes, that's a ton of-
insurance space save cats.
Insurance commando. That's it. You're an insurance
Yes,
commando.
yeah.
So you're basically like cryogenically frozen on these cats' spaceships, and when something bad happens, they wake you up and you like fight and do shit.
Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna wishlist this as well.
It's very fun. It's not super long, but it's very good.
Okay.
All
Cool.
right. But I'm gonna take that note to leave. I'm
Note?
definitely gonna add Skin Deep to my wish list.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. But have a good
Mhm.
week, everyone.
Alrighty.
Yep. Take it easy.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Alright, well. It is my time now, I suppose. Hello. I hope you're still I hope you have some good recommendations for games now, right? I'm gonna read some comments, or a comment that we've gotten, like I always do at the end, and then go through the shoutouts and the shills, shill talk, excuse me, and then we'll be done for the evening entirely. So, here we. I'm gonna throw up. No, I'm not. Cool. Here we go! So, the only comment we've gotten, which is not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but thank you for comments whenever you guys give them. We read them at the end. So, Timothy here says, hello, bros. Writer's block is hitting me again. Hopefully I can shake something loose by next week. The subclasses topic made me think about Massimo and Galvin a bit, and how they are both bards. That could help with some romantic stuff. With the two down the line, bonding through interests and stuff. True. Typical of my brain to come up with plot lines that have nothing to do with what chapter I'm currently working on. Oops. Hope all is well. Have a nice day. Smiley face. Thank you very much. I hope you do as well, and I hope you get over the writer's block. I actually just completely stopped writing rather recently because I just my brain just decided to stop again. So I'm having a bad time with that, but so I feel you a little bit. So it is not a baby chicken in space. It is a woman in space. Alrighty. So that being said, leave comments, everybody. We'll read them at the end. So, here we go. Last but not least, of course, is the spiel that I shall give. We have a website over at tabletalkdnd.us. You can go over there and see all the stuff. I've got everything that we do, really, in it. So, if you need to see anything, go on and check it out. Over here in the Support Us Further page, we'll have everything that I'm about to shill. So, we have a Patreon and a Ko-Fi. If you wish to join the Patreon right here, patreon.com/tabletalkcrew, or the Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/ TableTalk crew. Up to you. Both of them can make you into a table flipper like these lovely people here. For as little as $1 a month, just to help support us if you want to. That's up to you. You don't have to. It is not an obligation. But if you do, we appreciate you, of course. So, a big thank you goes out to Steely, Draco Kraken, and Rick, aka Rico, for being at tier 4. Thank you very much. So very, very much for sticking with us for so long and being at that high tier. We appreciate you very much, of course. Thank you goes out to Crimson Rose at tier 2. Big thanks, but not as big, of course, as is stated in those tiers. But a thank you nonetheless. And a thank you goes out to our tier 1 contributor. Little as $1 a month if you wish to. Please go for it. Buy them dice. Well, we will talk about that in a moment here, won't we? Continuing on. Our fourth wall shop. Wow, look at these. These are our custom dice that we have. We still have quite a few of them left. If you wish to go and buy them, go over to tabletopcrewshop.fourthwall.com, and you can get more than just the dice. You can get the Sunrise and Sin City mat here if you wish to have a big old mat to utilize. We have our keychains of each of us. Our profile pictures that you can have. These are hanging off my bag every day I go to work. Nobody has asked me about them. It's fine. You can get the dice. The set of Table Talk dice right here if you wish to as well. The coasters of each of our faces, as well as No Nat Ones, who's a part of our Table Talk Crew podcast, the Table Talk Crew. The actual play stuff. The mug is here. Jerry the raccoon, if you've not been keeping up with Vampire the Masquerade, the campaign, the chronicle, if you will, you won't understand, but Jerry, lovely Jerry. The mouse pad, that is the small square one, if you wish, and the notebook with our faces just looking over here. Up to you, of course. Gives us a little bit of support if you buy something through the store, if you want to. Continuing right along, you can donate directly to the stream anytime using the Stream Elements page. It's right here. Oh, hello. Oh, anyway. Right here, you could give us some money if you wish to during the stream. That's up to you. It's right there. Continuing right along, we are also partnered with Humble Bundle. It's down here somewhere. Down here. And using the link in our description, or clicking this, in fact, can also bring you there. I'll do it right now. Wow. See? Clicking this will get you to Humble Bundle, one of my favorite sites on the internet, honestly. It's part of the reason why I have so many fucking games. In fact, I'm very excited because I'm going to be getting... Oh, do I already have Infinite Wealth? I don't know. I don't have Dead Cells. No, I do. Do I not? I don't know. Anyway, so using that link, if you buy anything through Humble Bundle, it'll give us a little bit of a kickback. Ooh, BattleTech, the RPG collection. Now, there we go. There's something. Look at this. BattleTech. Hell yeah. Okay. I might actually buy this one, too. Have some BattleTech in my life. Very cool. Yeah, there's usually some bundles for... games, obviously software, obviously you've got some TTRPG stuff, and you can get some 3D printing stuff too. Humble Bundle is one of those places that I recommend regardless of the fact that we're fucking partnered with them. Go and check Humble Bundle as much as you want to. And just get it's good for bang for your buck, if you will. Fucking get stuff, you know. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Return to New York. There you go. Yeah. 100%. I recommend going there to get stuff at a discount to save you a few bucks. If you want to get a bunch of stuff, a bunch of good stuff. Anyway, last but not least, we are also partnered with the Drive-Thru affiliate links here for RPG, fiction, comics, and cards. Going over to Drive-Thru RPG here, this is the legacy site. Don't mind if you go to Drive-Thru. It probably looks a little newer than this, but using the I like the legacy store page more personally, so the link does bring you here. I think it still works regardless if you go to the regular one, but regardless. So you've got a bunch of TTRPGs, obviously, PDFs and stuff to buy. You can even get some as physical books, things that have been made by the community as well for all sorts of systems. And yeah, I mean, within 15 days of using our link, if you buy something, you will give us a bit of a kickback. I believe it's about 5%, maybe 4%. I'm not sure. I'm never sure, honestly. I looked at it like twice, and at this point, it's just the meme that I don't know, and I'm going to continue with that meme. So yeah, go over there and buy some stuff, maybe. Up to you if you use our link or not. We'd appreciate it. But otherwise, do whatever you want, really. I can't tell you what to do, and I cannot stress this enough. I cannot tell you what to do. I am not your dad. So, thank you. Anyway, thank you very much for coming and joining us. Everybody who has, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you continue to enjoy. If you do come back, consider, if you would, subscribing to the channel, subscribing to the podcast on your podcast site of choice, if you will, watching the actual play of Vampire that we're doing right now every month, subscribing to the podcast for that too. That's something I should pimp, really, is the thing, is I should really just, like, show off that. Hold on. I can do that. I know how to do that. I'm good at this. I promise. I promise. Here we go. Let me, if you will, let me pimp it out a little bit, because this is her content that I very much am enjoying running. We have, if you go over to the page here, our TTRPG campaigns. You have the stuff on YouTube that you can go and find, obviously, and I've got down here is this listen notes that you can just do from here if you want to. It's a custom embed, apparently. There you go. Our first major campaign here, Devils and Dice, that we do talk about quite a lot. We'll go through it, listen to it. It was a ton of fun. It took us fucking years, and we're better for it, honestly. I very much, it's a special place in all of our hearts. Project Asteen, it's my shitty fucking scenario that I did that one time. It sucks. But this, Sunrise in Sin City, is my favorite. So why is this not centered? Oh, I'm gonna go fix that right the fuck now. Jesus Christ. But Sunrise in Sin City has been one of my favorite games. I'm sorry, my favorite Chronicle, my favorite TTRPG that I have done so far. Legitimately, this game has been so much fun to run and watch my friends go through and enjoy, and I really hope that people are enjoying it as well. So just it would be, you would be doing me such a favor to just go and watch it and leave your honest feedback on it. So please, if you would, go and watch Sunrise in Sin City as well. For me personally, it would be great. But anyway, that's enough. Hope you continue to enjoy, as usual, as always. And hope to see you again next week for more of the talking about stuff. And stay tuned for gaming streams and all that kind of stuff, and the deck picks streams that we're going to be doing here and there when we can afford boxes of cards. I actually don't know what it is Boo is so excited about. He never has told me so far, but I am excited to finally see. So, yeah. Here, I guess, is where I say goodbye. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Boy.